Parking lot is the worst parking lot. Going the wrong way. The exit's this way. Good God. Wait a few minutes till people get in here. Crazy stuff. Crazy. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, so early. So early in the morning. Ooh. Ooh. What was that? Who dat? Who dat? Um, wow. Wow. Beautiful day here. New York, 75 degrees today. It's been very nice out. Not humid at all, which usually it is this time of year. I'm probably going to start roboting in a second. Every time I hit this little area. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am on my way home. Did I got sucked into a rabbit hole last night? Or a monkey hole? But we'll talk about that in a minute. I don't know if you guys are going to be interested in this, but I sure as hell am. I sure as hell am. How's everybody doing this morning? I woke up this morning and I'm like, what's today? Oh shit, my son gets a teacher today. So of course, God, every app, I don't know if it's like this for everybody else, but like every app you need to use for these schools nowadays, they're like terrible. I had to like reinstall the app. I'm trying to go on it because like I don't know, when I was a kid, you used to wait near the mailbox. You're like, teachers are coming this week, and everybody's waiting by their mailboxes. And then you call everybody. Oh my God, who'd you get? Oh my God, you got Mr. Thomas? Oh, that sucks. Um, he was the worst teacher I ever had, Mr. Thomas. He was horrible. Horrible. Worst teacher. That man should not have been allowed to have children in his classroom. But anyway, nowadays you log on to an app and then they tell you, okay, the teachers will be out whatever day, so you log into the app that day. So this morning I'm like all excited. I'm like, Jesse's last year of elementary school, so I'm like going through like, let's see, who do you got, and of course I can't get in the goddamn app. It keeps crashing on me. I'm like, you know so I never figured out. I finally get on the site that has the teachers, and mine sends for stuff, and I don't have the password exactly. Years ago, 30 days. See, they're horrible. These apps. The lunch app, we couldn't get on it. Like we did a lunch on this app, and it's a risk because like put money on it, so it's $100 for it. It charges you like an extra fee. Are like terrible. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, I finally got on and thank God Jesse got the teacher that he's been wanting since like first grade. So that was exciting. Because there was one teacher that when he was on his first grade is in his school, it's first through fifth. You go to kindergarten at another school. When he was like going through the school, they were doing like a little tour of the school. He saw this one teacher's classroom, and he's like, "That teacher likes hockey," and that's the teacher he wanted. So he's been talking about him every year. Every year, he's like, "I want this teacher for fifth grade," and I'm like, "All right, dude." So yes, I don't bother with the apps to be honest. I email directly with the teacher. Yeah, I don't write anything on the apps. If I have to talk to the teacher, I'll email the teacher or I'll call her ask. But um but yeah, so he's like calling all of his friends this morning. Who'd you get? dude. I'm like, I think like he's like trying to call everybody. His one friend was up, but they're not in the same class. And I'm kind of sad because they've been in each other's class like almost every year since they started, since like pre-K. There was like I think 1 or 2 years that they weren't in the same class from pre-K to now. And then next year, what's going to happen is my son's school district like kind of splits up. So like a lot of the kids in his school are going to go to a totally different school next year. And he won't see them again because they'll go to a different middle school and a different high school. So so a lot of his friends, that kid's one of the kids that, he's going to go to a different, middle school, and that's it. Jesse won't be in school with him anymore. Happened with my neighbor. Like, we're in like a weird area where my district is zoned. And so, it splits up like the kids, like they don't go, like when I was a kid, every kid that went to my elementary school went to the same junior high, we called it. It was middle school. And then we went to the same high school. But where I live, just my little area that I'm in, some kids are going to go to one middle school, some kids are going to go to a different middle school, and then they'll go to two different high schools. There's two high schools, so it's really weird the way it's zoned. So yeah, so he might like it happened to my neighbor. She's like, all my friends went to a different middle school, so like I had to make all new friends in middle school. I'm like, that's so stupid. Like, why would they do that? But that's just the way it's zoned over here, so kind of sucks. New York rezoned a ton about 20 years ago. Yeah, it's so stupid. It just like we're on like this weird. It's really weird where we are because there's actually like schools that are closer to me that he should go to, but I don't know. I don't know who the fuck zoned this district, but it's really bad. Like when I grew up, it was like if you lived south of the train tracks, you went to this school. If you lived between the train tracks and the expressway, you went to another school. And then if you lived up by the lake, you went to like another school. And then everybody went to the same middle school because there was two, but the other middle school was in a different town, and so those kids went there, and then we all went to high school together. So there was two middle schools that went to one high school together. But this district's bigger, so I guess it's they have two middle schools and two high schools. So this district's just a mess because even kindergarten, you don't go to the same elementary school for kindergarten. It's so weird. Like mine, I went to the same elementary school, kindergarten through sixth. And then 7th through 9th, we went to junior high, it was called. And then 10th through 12th, we went to high school, which I personally think is the way to go, But every school is, kindergarten or first, whatever, through 5th. Then they do 6th through, 8th, and then 9th through high school through senior. And I think that's so weird. I don't know. I don't think that a ninth grader has any business being in school with seniors. It's like, why? So we could corrupt them earlier? No thanks. Especially like girls. Then you get like ninth grade girls dating seniors. Like, that's so weird. Like, so a kid could potentially be 18 years old, dating like a 14-year-old. Like, that's weird to me. I don't know why they do that. Really strange. You didn't go to kindergarten, really? Well, I guess that makes sense because when I went to kindergarten, right, it was only half day, my kindergarten. So you could go to full day or half day. I think I did half day when I was in kindergarten. They didn't even have full day kindergarten, I don't think, in my school, now that I'm thinking about it, because there was only two teachers. So, like, Jesse's school is different. They did pre-K was half day or full day, and then kindergarten, I don't know if you could do half day kindergarten. I sent him to full day pre-K. I was like, bye, get out of here. You're going to pre-K. Well, I wanted him to get used to being in school. I'm like, he was older, Jesse, because really he should be in sixth grade, according to his birth year. Like, if we lived in the city, he would have been going in sixth grade this year because they don't have the same cutoff date like we have out here. So, I mean, when he was in pre-K, he was home with me an extra year than most of the kids his age. So when I sent him to pre-K, I'm like, well, technically he should be in kindergarten this year, so he's going to full day kindergarten, basically. But he went to full day. He wasn't ready. I would have put him in kindergarten anyway. He wasn't ready for it. I probably would have held him back a year anyway, but oh, Ems, we've been having big construction projects going down at my school. Long Island like spends money like crazy. I mean, on schools. It's ridiculous the money that they spend. We got like our high school got a brand new turf. It's actually really nice. Our football field's sick, you know. Brand new like that turf, and it's really really nice. They spend tons of money. They've been redoing the schools for years now. You know what his high school doesn't have though that mine had? I had a swimming pool. We had a pool in our high school. And I thought like every school had that, but I guess they don't. So we had to take swimming. That was like the worst in high school. I think it was like 10th grade. So like you were like, oh, it's horrible. Especially if you had it during the winter. You would have to take swimming and like it's freezing cold. The pool's not heated. Oh my God, it was horrible. So like in the middle of the day, all of a sudden you gotta get undressed, get in a bathing suit, and go in a pool. And then like your hair is all disgusting for the rest of the day. All your makeup's off, you know. And of course they don't give you time to like really fix yourself after swimming class. Oh, it's terrible. And you had to take it in high school. You had no choice. I mean, it might be cool for like a boy. Maybe my son would probably like that, but for me, I hated it. I was like, they didn't even give you enough time to really like dry your hair, so everybody had to walk around with soaking wet hair. Oh, thank God I had mine in the spring. Like it was like the end of the winter, spring, so it wasn't terrible. But people that had to go in like the dead of winter, they would be like freezing in the pool because it was not warm. And then you could only use the period excuse like for like a week or whatever or a couple of days. So it was like, oh my God, it was terrible. It was just horrible. Who the fuck wants to swim in the middle of a school day? Today was my boy's first day of school. Aw, and you had a flat? Oh my God. Mm, girl, that's terrible. I drive my son's too because we're not bus. He takes the bus home, but I drive him to school in the morning because I'm like I need that extra half hour that I get because we live pretty far away from his school, so I don't mind driving him. It gets me up and gets me out of the house, and I get my coffees and whatever. Oh my God, that's terrible. I always forget like out of state. It's so weird that people start school in August. I don't even know when Jesse's first day is. I gotta look. But we up here in New York, we start after Labor Day typically. Last year was like one of the first years we ever started school before Labor Day. It was the weirdest thing. I'm like, why are we starting school so early? Because like we don't go back till September. So they tortured us in the 90s. I was allergic to chlorine. Oh, nice. Lucky you to have that. Not to be allergic to chlorine, but I mean, I'm saying to have like a doctor's note to not have to swim in the middle of class. That's so terrible. Like, who in the fuck wants to swim in the middle of the day? It's just, ugh, ugh. Some of the people loved it though. I hated it. I was like, I hate this. First of all, I hated wearing bathing suits in front of people because you weren't allowed to wear like I don't know, you had to wear like certain bathing suits. And I just hate like one piece bathing suits. I always did. So like, oh, it was just terrible. I think you were allowed to wear shorts though. I think I used to wear shorts. I don't know. I don't even remember, but it was just like, oh my God, this sucks so bad. Sucks. And then you had to like tread water to like pass swimming for like 3 minutes or something. I don't know. It's something crazy. I was like, this is terrible. I mean, I was a good swimmer because I had a pool in my backyard like my whole life, but I just hated swimming in high school. I'm like, why couldn't we do this when we were like in elementary school, when we actually want to swim? Who the fuck wants to swim when you're like 16? Nobody. I think he's a broken pencil. All right, I'll be home in 2 minutes. I gotta tell you guys, I don't know if you guys will be even interested in this story, but uh, we'll take a look when I get home. Mojo. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with him. Mojo the monkey. But I've been following this guy for years. Well, yeah, like 3 years since he got this little monkey, this little vervet monkey, right? He lives here in the United States. I think he lives in Alabama. And I just knew something was going to go wrong with this whole situation. You know, when you just know something, you look at the whole situation, you're like, yeah, something ain't right here. Like, a lot of people, here's the thing, a lot of people got pets, monkeys, right, during COVID because they were out of work. And I think that they thought, well, here's a way to make money online, you know? It's not even about monkeys, it's about pets, right? When you get a pet, you make a commitment to the pet for the length of its life, right? Like, I got a Doberman, so you know, this is my second one. Snoop, he lived until he was 12. I made that commitment to him, you know. I mean, I had to move out of my apartment when I got Snoop because I wasn't allowed to have him there, and we found that out after we got him. So I moved out, and I had to go live back at home with my mom until we closed on our house because I was not giving my dog away. So it was either I move out with the dog or I'm not giving my dog away, you know? So, like, that's how I am. I understand that there's circumstances in life where sometimes if you get a pet, you know, you have to give it away or find a new home for it. And that's fine. But I'm just one of those people. It's like, if I get you as a pet, then I make a commitment to you for the span of your life, right? So we're going to take a look at this. It's pretty bad. So let me feed my pet first. Here you go. It's a big pain in the ass. See this? There you go. Like, I can't imagine getting rid of a pet. I know people have to do it sometimes, so I'm not judging you. You know, circumstances could change. But here's the thing. If you're going into buying an animal, an exotic animal, a monkey especially, who I personally just think people shouldn't own them as pets because they're wild animals. I feel like people shouldn't own any really wild animals. Like, I don't know if you guys watch, it's not just monkeys, it's any wild animals. I watch all sorts of these, like, people have like raccoons as pets. And I'm like, what the fuck? Get a dog, get a cat. You know, like, why are you keeping all these wild animals as pets? They're not meant to be in the house. They're not domesticated. You know, it's sad to me. So, hold on. Let me grab my laptop. I think you guys will find this somewhat interesting. Little change. I have a client that got at 4:30 to take 3 buses to get to a good school in a better area. Oh my God. That is insane. Yeah, Nana. You have to change diapers. Monkeys live, especially in captivity, they could live up to like 40 something years old. Well, depending on the breed. Okay. So people don't realize this. When you get a monkey as a pet, it becomes a lifelong obligation, right? Your monkey might outlive you, depending on how old you are when you get the monkey. But it's a lifelong obligation, and it's pretty much like having a toddler for the rest of your life. So this guy, I found him a few years ago. Hold on, let me just get on my laptop here and get on StreamYard. And I'll show you guys because this is so sad and fucked up. All right, hold on. Unless it's a rescue situation, no reason these days. Agree if the animal's already in your home as a pet, take care of that, babes. Yeah, right. All right. So let me get on here. So I'll tell you guys how this all went down last night and how I found. All right. All right. So last night is this, all right, we're good. All right, so last night I follow this page called the Vervet Monkey Foundation, and it's like, I don't know I forget exactly where they are, but I think they're in Africa or something, South Africa. And they take in baby monkeys, and abandoned monkeys, pet monkeys or whatever, just specifically vervet monkeys, and they rehab them and everything. So I seen like their videos popping up in my feed last night, and I'm like, I follow a couple of different rehabilitation centers for primates, right? So I see this pop up in my thing, and I'm thinking to myself, shit, I followed this guy, and the page was called Mojo the Monkey. So I go on YouTube and I'm like, where's Mojo been? Because like I followed the guy on Instagram and I followed him on here on YouTube. And I would see like this guy cranking videos out of this monkey, like constantly. So I'm like, well, where the hell did the monkey go? This is so weird, I haven't seen any videos pop up of him, but that does tend to happen, on YouTube. Like I don't know, YouTube just like I haven't really watched monkey videos in a while. So I'm assuming that's why, I've been watching like a lot of more true crime videos and stuff. So I was assuming that's why I probably didn't see videos of this monkey in my feed, recently. So I was like, well, let me type his name in and see how he's doing because it's been a while, right? So I type in Mojo the Monkey and this video pops up. So hold on, let me show you guys this because this is so fucking sad. Present. I remember the lady whose friend's monkey tore her face off. Yeah. Yep. That was here in New York, actually. And you're really not allowed to have monkeys here. I'm not sure how she was able to even have a monkey. You guys are gonna be like, holy shit, when you see this whole story, because I am just shocked. I'm in shock. Oh, once my internet catches up, all right, so this video popped up last night. And now this is another person that owns two vervet monkeys, okay? And they have this beautiful enclosure in the backyard.
The boys have
like look how
their food in little
right
bags today.
So her name is Kiera's Corner, okay? And I mean, look at this beautiful space that she has for these things.
This is probably one of the most important videos I think I've ever done. And I don't want to be on camera for it. And I'm not going to mention any names. Primarily out of fear of retaliation. So bear with me as
I'm listening to this video and I'm like, I have no idea who she's talking about.
As I get through this, and we'll just kind of watch the boys. I wish I would have
put. That's a great enclosure for these monkeys. There's only two in there and it's huge. You guys see the size? I just want to point this out. Do you see the size of the enclosure that they're in? It's huge. And there's only two monkeys in there. I mean, she could probably fit a couple more in there just because of the size of it, but they need a lot of space, these monkeys.
Put Bree up because she's just going to bark. But so bear with me here, and we'll just kind of watch.
Look at the size of this.
The boys go around and get their bags of food, and you can hear my story.
Cute, the little vervet.
So
the vervets, marmosets, spider monkeys, and squirrel monkeys, and then some macaques. Those are like the most common ones that people keep as pets, right? So, I don't know much about, and capuchins or capuchins, whatever you call them. That's like what most people keep as pets. And capuchins are probably like the best ones to keep as pets, although they can get violent sometimes. But like these are old world monkeys, and they're a little bit more aggressive. This type of monkey, this specific type of vervets. People like them because they're small and they're cute and they're cuddly, but they could get pretty big. I mean,
monkeys they're not aggressive by nature, generally. They're not going to just attack you and bite you for no reason. There's a reason. If they're biting, there's a reason. If they're in a chaotic environment, or if they feel threatened.
Wait, what? Ms. Leah, you drove by a dead body like a person or like I hope not a person.
Or if they're confused, or in my case, if they're in a lot of pain, back when Kiara bit me. So there's reasons why monkeys bite. So where am I going with
I
this?
hope I
Okay.
blanket over it. Look, I think I see dead bodies all the time. What do you have? Oh.
Yesterday, I became aware of a video that was posted earlier in the
oh my God,
week of a 2 vervet monkeys that were recently rehomed.
Okay, so this is where she gets into it. There's 2 monkeys that got rehomed. So I'm like, wait a second. I had no idea what she's talking
about. And I defended where they went in quite a few of my comments recently. But
so I'm listening to this video. I don't need to play the whole thing. She's talking about how these 2 monkeys got rehomed, these 2 vervet monkeys, and I'm thinking that's weird because the 2 vervet monkeys I was looking for, this video popped up, and she's saying they got rehomed, and it's not good where they got rehomed. So I go in her description. This is bad. I'm giving you guys a trigger warning. And there's 2 links. Oh my God. Let me open these. Trigger warning. Just giving you guys a trigger warning here. If you are disturbed by stuff like this, like animals being hit, just giving you guys a trigger warning, okay? Hold on a second. It's not like terrible, but it's not great either. So hold on. Let me switch pages. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this that great. Let me make this bigger. Okay.
No, sir. We see we're still establishing who's in control.
I didn't click on this link first, so maybe I should have showed you guys the link I actually clicked on first, but it doesn't matter.
So, but to give you an idea, just now, this is monkeys, guys. So this is monkeys.
This is the new owner. This is the guy that I just want to remind you. These monkeys are now rehomed, and this is the new owner. So, oh my God, just watch what happens.
So they bite, and it is what you deal with. So you have to understand when you do life with these guys, you see this, where he's testing me, and he's going to for a while. So this will happen for a while. I will have some bloody moments.
Now, mind you, when this monkey had just gotten rehomed this day. So this is his first day. So just watch what
here and there as we test him. But damn it, Mojo, that hurt, buddy. You went down.
So the monkey just bites him.
I'm showing you real life. I am showing you real life, guys. Come here. Come here. Come here. See? So you just have to pay attention, guys. You have to follow the body language.
So he got bit not once, but twice.
And you have to make sure that you don't respond. You notice how you can't respond. So you have to be very, very, very calm and clear in these moments. And it comes with it, guys. It comes with the territory.
Okay.
It's part of it. And you just have to understand, you will deal with those moments.
So there's monkeys flying everywhere. This guy has like 20 monkeys at his house. It's insane.
All right, there we go. Now, can you not knock it off the wall anymore? Huh? Can you not knock it off the wall anymore?
You're asking 2 wild monkeys to not jump around and knock something off the wall. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? But wait, it gets better. Hold on. Not in this video.
So, no, that's not why it was rehomed, by the way. So that is not why I was rehomed. Come here. I know you did that. You did that. Come on, you ready? Let's go. Let's go show them your monkey.
All right, so right away when I saw this guy, but this wasn't the first video. I watched this video first. Now this is the one I should probably give the trigger warning for. Hold on. Because this one's bad. This one's just bad. Hold on. Let me switch screens here. It's quick, but it's bad. Hold on. I'm just making it full size so you guys can see what's going on here. Hold on, let me move myself out of the way here. Okay. Just, oh, wait, I forgot the sound because you need the sound effects. This was the first one I clicked on.
No. No. Mojo. Mojo, stop. Stop it.
He's fucking,
No. No.
he's
Mojo.
legitimately fucking.
Mojo, stop. Stop it. Stop.
And he's kicking.
Stop. All right, guys.
Let me play that again.
No. No. Mojo. Mojo, stop. Stop it. Stop. Stop. All right, guys. No. No. Mojo. Mojo, stop. Stop it. Stop. Stop.
So he like kicks the fucking monkey, throws the fucking monkey across the thing. And when he says Mojo, I didn't know what was going on at this point in time. But when he said Mojo, I'm like, wait a second. I clicked on this first before the other video. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, he's not talking about that Mojo. I've showed this guy on my channel before, but hold on. Let me see if I can find his channel. I fucking had such a feeling about this guy that he was going to not last with these monkeys. And he was like using them for fucking views, basically, which is so sad to me. Like, you go get a pet and then you make the pet's entire life you filming it, right? And then when the pet isn't performing to your standards, you give it up, you rehome it. Like, so I'm thinking in my head, okay, I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, but let me go to his page and see like what happened here. And of course he has all his shit fucking comments are off. You can't comment on his videos. And I'm like, this is so fucked up. Does this person get out of here? Masonic terrorist own ISIS symmetry. Yeah. Get out of here, dude. This is so sad. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, maybe he got, right? I'm trying to think of like valid reasons why this guy. I followed this guy since the monkey was like a baby, okay? And again, I'm not a big fan of people even owning monkeys to begin with, because again, you're talking a 30-year-long commitment, 40-year-long commitment for an animal that is literally like having a baby. Lisa rehomed Sammy. Melanie, Lisa was on my channel a long time ago. I'm sorry to hear that. And look, again, I'm not surprised, and I'm not saying this to be mean. A lot of people make excuses, and I knew this was going to happen to a lot of these people. And Lisa was on my channel. I had her up on my panel. If you go back on my channel, I did a live with her, and I know she had health issues prior. But see, a lot of people, okay, they think that they're going to be able to take care of these monkeys. But here's the problem, and it's the same age. Sammy's at the same age as this monkey. As these monkeys are at. They're so cute when they're babies and they're in their little diapers, and you could dress them up and they cling to you, and you know, they're like real little babies. But then once they hit 2 or 1, even when they hit 1, but 2 is when they really start to reach their sexual maturity, and that's when they really start getting out of control, and that's when they become too much for people to handle them. You know, and God bless anybody who's gotten past that point with a monkey. But, you know, this is, I knew this was going to happen, especially with this guy. Like Lisa, I knew she was dealing with health problems and stuff prior to even getting Sammy. And I feel terrible for her because I know she loved him. But I knew that it was going to get harder and harder to handle the monkey, you know, as he got older, you know, and especially if you have health problems. I mean, it's only going to get harder. Now, once they hit 2, they perpetually stay at that like age. Do they calm down? You know, like some breeds might calm down when they get older, like macaques, you know, like a Lisa's monkey, for example, right? She had a long-tail macaque or crab macaque, whatever you want to call them. They're like kind of calm as adults, but they're still violent, you know? They fight, they bite, they got these big teeth, like they could still hurt you. But they're a lot more calm as like older adults. But any monkey is going to be wild for like a good 10-year fucking span in its life, like this. And then they're like toddlers. It's like having a toddler. You have to change diapers, you know, their shit smells, they smell, they have like a weird odor to them. And yeah, it's like a bunch of spoiled teenagers. So anyway, I knew this guy, okay, was not going to fucking last with these monkeys. So let me just explain this. He got Mojo the monkey, the bigger one in the picture right here. Here, let me show you the picture real quick, just so I can explain this. All right. So when I first started following him, this is so fucked up. When I first started following him, he was living with this woman, with his girlfriend or wife. I'm sorry, not even girlfriend. He was living with his wife. And he got Mojo. Mojo was a baby. Okay. So it's him, the wife, and Mojo. They were living in this house. He's taking care of the monkeys. The wife was really involved. And then all of a sudden one day the wife disappeared. And it was really weird. I was like, where'd the wife go? You know, like she just upped and left. And he made it like she like just left him. You know, like she wanted to do different things with her career. She made dresses or something. And she just left. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but like, okay, shit happens, you know? And so he moves into a different house with the monkey for a little bit. Then he moves back to the original house. And I'm like, all right, this isn't good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something's up here. Then he had like girlfriend after girlfriend. And just in my head, he's a young guy. I mean, I don't know, you know, how old he is. He looks like he's in his 30s to me. So I'm like, dude, like most of the people that get monkeys, they already have an established family. They're a little bit older, more mature. They raise their kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a young single bachelor, I just don't see a monkey fitting into your fucking life, dude. Like, you know, this is a full-time commitment. You can't go out. You can't have a life. You know, most of the people that have monkeys, like they're monkeys, they don't go on vacations. They don't travel. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't work. There's somebody home to care for the monkeys all day. And this guy's life just never seemed to fit that. He also kept talking about building them an outdoor enclosure, but he never really got around to it. He built a small one, but he would let them like run free in the yard, which is just so dangerous, not only to them, but to the people around, you know, because what if they attack somebody? Dude, like these things have big fucking sharp teeth, like a dog. Like they're dangerous. He looks older to you. I think in this picture he does, but if you see him in like the videos, he looks a lot younger. But all right, so let me go back. So I'm thinking in my head though, okay, I'm sure this guy has a good excuse for why he's getting rid of this monkey. I see that he had got a new house. So I'm like, maybe he's renting the house and they don't allow pets, you know, which is kind of understandable. Maybe he got a new job. Maybe he's moved. Maybe this new house is in a state like New York where you can't have monkeys because you can't have, you know, baby monkeys like this here. But there's places like Alabama, Florida lets you have them, you know, various places let you have them. So I'm like thinking maybe he's moving to a state where, you know, you can't get a license to have one of these monkeys. Like there has to be a good excuse for why this guy is getting rid of these monkeys. But then I watch his video. And I'm shocked at his reasons why the monkeys can't live in the house. This is how it started. He's telling his audience why the monkeys can't live in his new house. And then that's where I just started to lose all respect for this guy. But it gets worse. It gets way worse than this.
What y'all do?
My mind is blown. Oh, so let me explain too. So his views were going down, you know, with Mojo, because Mojo was getting older. Once the monkeys hit like a certain age, people don't want to watch them anymore. They want to watch the cute little baby monkeys that you could dress up and put them in a diaper. It gets harder to film them too, I would imagine, when they get older because they're fucking jumping all over the place like monkeys. You know, they're fucking all over the place. They're running, jumping, swinging from things. So it gets harder to film them. When they're babies, you can film them, you know? So he started losing views. So all of a sudden one day on his channel, he gets a dog. He's like, oh, I got Mojo a friend. And I'm like, that was another thing that was weird to me. He had a dog, and all of a sudden the one dog disappeared one day. It just disappeared. And he never really explained where the dog went. Then all of a sudden he gets a new dog, and it looks like the old dog. It was like a poodle Labrador mix, something like that. And he's like, yeah, this is Mojo's new friend, you know? And I feel like that was like his way of getting more views because Mojo's getting older again. Nobody wants to watch a fucking 1-year-old monkey just jumping around when you can't even see him. So then he goes, right? A couple months after that, all of a sudden he gets a baby girl monkey. And I'm like, is this guy out of his fucking mind? Like, you could barely handle the one monkey that you have, and you barely have a proper place for him in your home. He was like keeping them locked in this bedroom, you know, but it was like not really safe. They should be like in an enclosure, like a caged enclosure. But he's like, I'm like, now he's getting a baby girl. She was like a little older, and he also had a new girlfriend at this time, an Asian girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, this guy, it's just not going to work. Like I saw this coming, but I just didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was. So here we go. Trying to film the monkeys here. And this guy would pump out video after video after video of this monkey dressed up in like trying to make him look cool. It was weird. I stopped watching him, but I followed his page for a long time. I stopped watching though, because I was like, things are getting weird, bro. Hold on, because this is funny.
Hey, baby. Maya.
Hold on, I'm gonna fast forward.
I'm gonna get you.
Just playing with the monkeys because this is like his little manipulation, where he's like, "Look at the cute monkeys. Now I'm gonna tell you why I don't want them anymore." Hold on, because he's leading up to it. He's eventually gonna get to why he had to get rid of them, but he was like building it up and preparing his audience for it.
I will be unpacking.
Right. Here we go. It just gets.
So do you know how to slay
I was shocked at this video.
a dragon? What you do, you got to hit it head on. So over the next couple videos, I will be unpacking what has transpired in the last 3 days. First off, I want to thank this viewer for asking this question. Carlos, Mojo has always lived inside with you. Why can't they have a room in that big house? So thank you for this question. Why can't the monkeys live inside the new house? All right, so a lot of you won't know this, and I never expressed this or ever told you this, and quite frankly, a lot of people online that has monkeys will never tell you this. The reason why
This is insane.
I am building them their own enclosure, which I've already stated.
Which he should have done a long time ago. These monkeys should have had a big outdoor enclosure a long time ago. But he's trying to lead people to believe that he's building them this outdoor enclosure, but they're going to live outdoors. Now, if you're familiar with the weather in Alabama, that's just not feasible. You know, yeah, is it hot and stuff during the summer, but it does get cooler. I think, you know, too cold for these animals who are used to living in like tropical climates. You know, during the winter, I really just don't think it's cold to leave them all. You know, sleeping indoors and all that. So now he's like, yeah, I'm just going to build an outdoor enclosure for them, and that's where they're going to fucking live full time. That's not cool, especially because, like, what are you going to do with them during the winter? Where he lives, it gets cold during the winter. He has videos of himself with winter coats on. So, like, these monkeys cannot live outside during the winter.
Stated that I was going to do that on the land that I have over here, that I was going to build them their own monkey house, which is going to be separate from the main house. And it's quite simple.
Oh, that's right. He was going to get them a little tiny monkey shed, like a shed you'd put in your backyard, which is way too small. But
why I'm doing it is because of the odor. They have this odor that is really undescribable. Like you really can't describe it. As Mojo here, he's right there in the back, he has gotten a lot older, a lot bigger. And well, that means increase of poop, that increase of pee that he produces. Now, when he was a baby, you didn't really smell anything. But now that he is older, the smell is atrocious.
Okay, now as soon as I heard this, I was like, dude, you didn't know that the monkeys were gonna fucking have an odor and smell? Everybody knows that monkeys fucking smell bad. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You had these monkeys for 3 years and you're just now noticing that they smell and they shit and it smells? Oh my God.
And I know you saying, well, Carlos, get a diaper genie. Get a diaper genie to put the diapers in and that'll solve the problem. No, that does not solve the problem. I have a diaper genie. I've used it several times. It works great, but however, that smell does not leave. So I remember I had my brother come over. He came out of town and he come to visit me. And he came in the house and he was like, bro, I can't do this. He said, it smells like monkey poop. And I'm like, really? Because I don't smell that. He said, man, it smells exactly like monkey. So I'm like,
So you're telling me in the 3 years that he's had these monkeys, at no time did his brother come visit before and say like it smells like monkey shit in here? Only 3 years later did he realize that it smelled like monkey shit in his house. Okay, dude. All right, dude.
confused. I'm like, how in the world is he smelling a monkey? You know, I don't smell these smells. And the reason why you don't smell these smells is because you got used to a smell. Have you ever had, I remember my great grandmother. I remember my great grandmother. Every time I went to her house, it smelled just like um oh, it smelled just like what do you call those things? Mothballs. Her house smelled just like mothballs
I personally like the way mothballs smell.
every
I
time.
don't know why.
But my great grandmother didn't smell it because she was used to that smell. That was not an alarming smell to her. So I'm using that same analogy to saying about monkeys. I got used to the smells, but if you brought somebody
So you went nose blind to monkey shit. We gotcha.
in from the outside, you can smell it. So I had already made this decision a year ago. I don't know if you recall, but when I was talking about the land, I'm gonna bring this video up. I had already said I was gonna build him a monkey house. To the channel. So today I'm out here looking for a monkey house. I think I'm gonna go with one of these buildings.
That building is just not big enough for 2 monkeys to live in. I know most people might think it is, but again, these are animals that live in nature in like these huge areas, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? They live in the trees and they're jumping from tree to tree. Like, that is not sufficient for them. I mean, I guess it's not terrible, right? If that's where they're gonna sleep at night, but is that gonna be heated? You know, is there gonna be like proper lighting and shit in there? Like, I don't know. I never thought that was a good idea.
Here. So I came out here to check out some of these buildings to see what will be
AKA sheds.
suitable for a monkey house and try to figure out which one I think I would like to go with. I would love to build one, but I have so much stuff going on, which then there was no
So he's like, I have so much stuff going on. So like he doesn't have time, in other words, for these monkeys. He was letting us know a while back.
problem. But now all of a
Ah!
sudden there is a problem. And so why I want to tell you why, and the reason why is because of the smell. They will no longer be residing inside the home, but they will have their own space to where they can live. I don't care if it smells or whatever. For me, I don't want to live in a space.
So basically, he doesn't want the monkeys fucking up his nice new house. That's what he's telling us with their shit smell that he should have known about because he owned them for 3 years.
To where it's not clean and doesn't smell good. So that is the reason why I have elected, which I elected this about a year ago, that they will be living in a separate area. So now for the second reason, I have 2 reasons why I'm no longer doing it in the home.
Now this just gets better, folks, but Just wait, because it gets way worse after this video.
It's because I like creating content for you. I like for you to be able to see Mojo and Maya and all the things that they do throughout the day. But with that being said, I'm essentially inviting people that I don't know into my private space, into my space of peace, to my space of happiness. Well, you're like, well, how are we affecting that? You know, I'm allowing.
Okay, so if you know anything about this guy, he lived in 2 really fucking small houses, right? In the last 3 years. And like he filmed in his house with these monkeys, and you saw his kitchen, you saw the monkey bedroom. He didn't show his whole house, the bathroom, he showed his bathroom, you know? So now he's moving into it. This makes no sense, right? Now he's moving into a bigger house where he could potentially at least keep the monkeys in one smaller area in the house and not have to show his whole entire fucking house. But now all of a sudden he's like, nah, I don't want to have people in my house anymore. Like I after 3 years of filming in my house, I don't want you guys in my house anymore. And monkeys smell, by the way. Like it just, come on, dude.
You to have a view inside my house. Now, some people are for me and some people are against me, and that's fine. I'm not looking for everyone to love me. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for people that want to see this content, that want to know about monkeys, that want to learn and grow and get somewhat knowledge about monkeys. But I know people don't like me, and that's fine, and I'm okay with it.
Mind you, this guy always had very little knowledge about monkeys just because like he just got a monkey as a pet. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a learning experience from there on. It's not like he went and studied monkeys and worked at fucking zoos and volunteered at monkey rescues. You know what I'm saying? And learned about monkeys and then got a monkey as a pet. He just got a monkey as a pet, thinking like it's a fucking dog or something. I don't know. And then he was like trying to educate people. And it's like, you're learning yourself right now how monkeys are. Now, granted, he probably knows way more about monkeys than I do because he's been raising them, for 3 years. But like, you didn't do. I just this doesn't make any sense. None of what he's saying really makes too much sense here.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, I said all that to say this. Just like you wouldn't let a stranger inside your house that you don't know, that could bring negative energy inside your space, I'm not allowing someone via the internet to come inside my space with negative energy.
So now, after 3 years of letting people in his house, and these people, you guys know how it is, just like with any creators or anybody on here, right? You get attached to people, even though you never met them. There's a whole audience of people that are attached to these monkeys that send them gifts, that send him money. You know what I'm saying? That care about these monkeys. And now he's telling you, well, sorry, I don't want you in my house anymore. Like, what the fuck? After 3 years of filming in his house.
Picture it like this, that the aunt or the uncle or the cousin, someone that just hate on you. They really don't like you, but they around you, and you don't want them to ever come to your house. That's the same situation here. So
negative energy equals IRS.
I say, well, if I do a monkey house, I'll be able to have the best of both worlds. They have their own space. I don't have to smell the smell, and I'll be able to create.
He just said he was blind to the smell, but now he's like, I don't have to smell the smell. That doesn't make sense.
Content because they are in their own space, and it's not bringing negative energy into my space.
Okay, but that's not what happened.
Hey, baby.
All right, so I'm like watching this, and I'm like,
Join
are
in,
you
Rilla.
fucking
Hit
kidding
'em.
me? This guy just realized that monkey smell after having them for 3 years. Hold on, let me go back this way. I'm going the wrong way. So I'm like, this can't be real. So in this video, this is like his third. And under all these videos, guess what? Comments are disabled. He's got 82,000 subscribers. And he has all the comments disabled now. So you can't even comment. All the people that followed him all those years and lived, oops, why did it go to downloads? And learn, started caring about these monkeys. They can't even say goodbye. It's just terrible. All right. So then I go to this video. And this one's even more infuriating. It just gets more and more infuriating as you start listening. Now, again, I was thinking, like, I watched this guy with the monkey. I will say He was good, taking care of it, seemed like he cared. But again, you're only seeing like, and people have to remember this when they're watching anything on here, you know, you're only seeing like a small fraction of somebody's life, right? And their day. This guy did uploads. So you're seeing like an hour of his time maybe with these monkeys. You don't know what the rest of the day is like. Those monkeys could be locked in fucking cages for the rest of the day, in small cages in his garage. You know, this goes with any pet out there that you follow on YouTube, because a lot of people follow these animals on YouTube. Like I follow the Caitlin Ray. It's a capuchin monkey, or capuchin, however you say it. And you know, I think that the owners are good to this monkey, you know, but I also kind of feel bad for the monkey because she's by herself, you know. They need to be around others of their kind, you know. It's really not good to have one monkey by itself, but people do it, you know, and whatever. But I mean, he wasn't terrible to the monkeys. But again, I always kept in mind that I'm only seeing a very small fraction of time with him with this monkey. At least the first video I showed you, she has 2 monkeys. She has a huge enclosure outside, right? So even if that woman left her house for a little bit, like, you know that those monkeys are okay. They got ample space to play. They got plenty of, you know, they got each other at least. I mean, so it's a little different. This is just bad. So this is like his I'm giving my monkeys up video. As he sits out, let me just remind you, as he sits outside his huge new house, because he lived in a very small house prior to this, you could hear there's a little waterfall running. So as he sits outside his huge new house that the monkeys probably have helped him get, you know, with all the videos he did, this is his new video. He basically doesn't want the monkeys fucking up his new house. I don't even know if it's his house, but we'll get into that after because it gets crazy. Hold on. Why is this not playing? Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. My internet's not working, or something's not working. What the fuck? Maybe it's my computer. Everything's not moving. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Let me refresh this. Hello? Anybody home? There we go. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you.
So here we go with the sob story.
Oh,
God, what is going on? Sorry, my internet sucks. Hello. Why is it like shrinking and growing? Hold on. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my internet right now. It refreshed. My computer's like 10 minutes behind. I'm pressing things and it's like, yeah. Stop it. All right. Come on. Stop barking. Holy shit. Sorry. What the fuck just happened here? Why is it not on my screen share? There we go.
I got something to tell you.
Wait a second. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to start this video. I knew this.
Holy shit. Sorry. Something's going on with my computer right now. Give me a second. Stop. Stop it, Ovi. Stop. Stop growling. Hold on a second. What the fuck is going on with me? Stop. Whoops. Knock the salt over. Stop it.
Just know that I tried. I tried everything that I could to
Ow. Come on, Ovi, stop.
keep Mojo in mind. You know, reading some of you guys' comments.
So here we go with the sob story where he's going to sit here and act like he's actually upset, but
On a couple of my last videos, you know, at first I didn't see what everyone saw. And I sit and I thought about it. it's just not the type of life that
Like, dude, he probably shouldn't have fucking filmed this outside his huge new house. Like, this just isn't. It's not making me feel too bad for him.
it's just not a type of life for them to live.
After just saying, he's like, I don't want to bring people to like. I would have kind of believed him if like maybe he was like, you know, I just want to start fresh and I don't want even people to see my new house, you know? Like I just want to start fresh and live a more private life. Fine. But here he first of all puts a picture of the house in his last thumbnail, and now he's sitting outside the house filming this. Like, hey, check out my new big house. Look what I got.
I was trying so hard, which wanting to keep them. I love them. I want to keep all my animals, but in actuality, social media, all this stuff, it took a big shift.
Excuse me, what was that? Social media took a big shift. So now we're getting down to the real reason as to why he had to get rid of these poor monkeys.
So let me elaborate. Back when I started doing social media, back when I had Mojo.
Again, during COVID, when a lot of people flocked to social media, okay, got animals, got all these things for social media and thought that they were going to become social media stars and, you know, make tons of money off of social media.
Social media was a really good place to just shoot content, make some extra money, like make money.
Money.
And to be
It's like money.
able to provide for needs and stuff. And this year, there's been a sudden shift to
This is all bullshit. There's been no shift in social media, okay? If you put out good content, you could still make money on social media. Everybody knows that. It's only growing, right? It's only getting easier for people to make money on social media. There's so many different ways. But he's trying to blame social media as to why he can't take care of these monkeys now. First, it was the smell. And then it was that he didn't want to bring people in his home. And now it's the social media. Now he's blaming social media.
where that was no longer there anymore. So therefore, I had to work. I had no choice but to work.
Now, if you follow this guy, he always worked. So I don't know why he's saying this. He was a mechanic and he doesn't like travel to work. He goes like his dad, he lived on property on the same property as his family. And his dad has a garage on the property and they fix the cars on the property, the same property that he lives. But now that he moved, he's making it like, well, I got to work. But that's always been the case. He's always worked.
And to be able to, you know, have that income coming in because of the shift of the market. So, you know, working, and then I'm relying on my grandmother to take care of Mojo and Maya. Then I moved, and then wanting to move them here, and then building a house out where I had talked about building one at is it's realistic, but it's unrealistic at the same time because they would spend a lot of time there by themselves. And this is just me being transparent. If I get heat for it, okay. Oh well.
If I get heat for it, okay. Oh well. How are you gonna get heat, buddy? Comments are turned off. Don't sit there and be like, well, if I get heat for it, oh well. When his fucking comments are turned off, we can't give you heat, even if we wanted to. But don't worry, I gave him some fucking heat. This is giving him some heat, but I gave him some heat in his community page because he's a bitch and he fucking disabled comments on like his last like 30 videos. He still wants to make money off the ad revenue off these monkeys, mind you, because he left his channel up. He just doesn't want people telling him about himself.
They would be out, you know, in an area by themselves because hey, I gotta work. There's no way around it. I gotta work.
Ow, 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 Obi. Your tooth just went right through my hand. If he would have just came on here and said, you know what? I took on these monkeys. I thought that I was going to be able to provide the life that they needed for them. Okay. And then it just, with 2 fucking adult monkeys, a male and a female. Okay. This guy had his hands full. Like, had his hands way full. 2 adult, well, not even adult, teenage monkeys. And they're fucking crazy at that age. Like, I would have had more respect if he just said, look, I just can't handle this anymore. It's too much for me. You know, I have a job, I have a wife, but he's kind of like dancing around that issue. Like, just be honest and say what it really is. Or I'm moving in with my girlfriend and she doesn't want the monkeys. My 3rd, 4th in 3 years girlfriend that I'm moving in with. Just say that. Just say that. Ugh, I shouldn't have paused it because now my fucking internet doesn't want to behave. Oh, this gets me so mad. Ah.
And I see the more
Oh.
that I'm trying.
Oh my God, why is my internet like horrible today?
To keep them, the more I see that if I'm not around, there's potential dangers.
You think?
Meaning, I thought about it. If I'm, move them here, everything will be fine. I think it will be, but then there's also those other percentages. What if they get out? What if the neighbors don't like them?
Oh my God. Oh my God, why is my internet so slow today? Fucking A. Someone, hold on. Someone said victim number 7 linked to her. Oh, get out of here. All right, we'll check that out after. How? Ovi! Oh my God, I'm going to kill you. We just dropped the phone on my foot. Get out of here.
It's okay with the covenant. They don't even have it in here. They don't have it in the covenant about an exotic. I know in life we make a lot of hard decisions. And I will tell you, this is probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in life. Because I just love them so much. And even though I love them, I still got to do right by them. I still got to make sure that their needs are met.
I just want to ask you guys, what do you think doing right by them means? Like, to me, I'd be like heartbroken and I'd be like, I'm going to research the best possible home for these monkeys, like, because I failed them. I can't take care of them. So I'm going to try to maybe get them in a sanctuary, something, right? So that I know that they're going to go to the best possible place. And I want to know everything about that place. But I just showed you guys where his monkeys are now. They're getting fucking monkey kicked across the fucking cage. But wait, you'll see where they really went. This is so sad. Oh my God, why is my internet such a dick today?
Physically being there, emotionally, and just having them in a cage is not the lifestyle that anyone wants to live. So today, I'm rehoming them. I don't want to really say rehoming. Well, I guess it will be rehoming.
He doesn't want to say rehoming. What else are you going to call it, dude? You're giving up on these poor monkeys. There's nothing else that it could be. Oh my God, is there like something running on my computer that's slowing it down?
Man, this sucks.
Hugs. I don't applaud this guy at all, because if you rewind and see where he put these monkeys, well, you will see. And then when you find out who this guy really is, you won't be applauding him.
I was thinking, I was like, what other ways I can do to make money that I don't have to work? Well, here's the second poll.
Maybe he could do some pornos. I mean, what do you mean? There's no way to work without. What are you talking about? How else would you make money without working? I think that was like his goal in life.
I got duplexes starting. I just have a lot.
God, I don't know what the fuck is up with my internet. I'm getting so aggravated right now. I don't know if it's my laptop or my internet. have to pause for commentary, but every time I pause, it's like taking 10 minutes, and I'm gonna kill this dog
The
too.
things I just honestly have a lot of things that's going on that I have to attend to that I don't have time right now. I got projects going on between working and trying to elevate. I have things to suffer, and I don't want them to suffer. I want them to have the best life ever. So I just made that decision. It's a hard decision, but somebody had to make it.
Somebody had to make it. Well, you're the only person that would be able to do that. Holy.
I do want to thank you for the past 3 years that you've been supporting the channel. I really do appreciate that. I mean, without your support, none of this would have been possible for the past 3 years, and I really do appreciate it. I'm just moving into an era now. I'm just moving into a point in life now.
Okay.
I know it feel like I feel like a failure right now. I let you down. I let the animals down. But at the same time, you know, you gotta do. I'm only human. I'm still trying to figure this out. So at the same,
I knew this wasn't gonna work. I knew it for years because he's young. He's 35 years old, dude. Like, that's a big commitment to take on at 35 for a single guy who has had many girlfriends in the last few years. Oh my God.
same time, I have to do right by me. I have to do right by them. And it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's just one of these things. It has to be done. Or someone's gonna suffer.
Yeah. Go. Go get it.
And I don't want anyone to suffer in this.
Go. Go get
So
food.
where they're going, Maya won't have trauma.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
so proud of
There you
her.
go.
She's grown so much.
So Maya's the girl baby monkey that he got last year. Go get it. Go.
And Mojo, he's still gonna be a cool guy.
Those crocodile tears. There ain't no tears coming from his face.
I love that man. That's my boy.
Ah,
We had
solid.
some good times.
Good.
Keep telling myself I need to get myself together. Stop.
Yeah, wipe that fake tear.
It's like, stop.
He almost looked happy. He smiled.
I mean, in all actuality, I really think this is gonna be best for them for right now. I really do think so. Not 100%, but I'm 90%. And the only reason why I say I'm 90% is because I know Maya will be good, and I know Mojo will be good. Trust me, I looked at many different ways to make this work. Many. I've had so many options, so many things put my way, but it's just every way it didn't feel right. It didn't seem right. And like I said before, I do thank you for your comments, letting me realize, you know, for me, I didn't see it, and I own up to it.
It must have got to a point at some point where the comments weren't what he wanted to hear anymore. You know, I'm sorry, but if you have a monkey like this and a channel like this, you know, you got to expect that people are going to get upset with you once you give the monkeys up. I mean, look, I'm glad he didn't keep them, obviously, because, you know, they clearly got too much for him to handle, you know, at some point in time. And I know it's probably hard because I'm not saying he doesn't love these monkeys. I'm sure he did. But, like, his excuses aren't lining up for me, you know?
I didn't see it like you did. And after I sit back and thought about it and talked to Anna with Kiara's Corner, You know, it's what they say. It's one of those. It was a hard pill to swallow. But
Kiara's Corner is the original channel that I showed you guys where he was. Yeah, we're gonna watch the update on Gilgo. I heard there was just something. We'll watch that after.
it's true. You know,
Oh, dude, why is my computer? Speaking of primates, Laura's talking on her. Oh, all right. We'll check.
the hardest part about owning a monkey is it definitely takes a partner. It takes two people to be able to care for a monkey.
So now he's got another.
Just being straight up, like.
So his other excuse now. I'm just gonna go back here because I don't need to play this whole thing. His other excuse now is that he needs another person who's like in it, which is probably true. I mean, you know, it's got to be hard to do this on your own. Just saying. But hold on, because this gets worse. So the last video with him and the monkeys is this video where he's basically, it's fucked up, dude, giving them their last bath before he brings them to their home. And he's trying to act like he's, you know, saying goodbye. It's all sad. It's disgusting. Let me fast forward a little bit because we don't need to watch this whole thing. And then I'm going to show you guys the really mind-blowing part here. I already showed you where they are now and that they're getting fucking kicked and thrown around, which is not fucking cool. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my laptop today, though. Hold on a second. I need to find I feel like there's something like running in the background on my laptop that's making it extremely fucking slow right now. Hold on. I hear like my fan running nonstop on a Mac. Like it's just sitting there fucking spinning. Maybe I should just restart it, but press Command Option Escape. Hold on. Command Option Escape. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, something's going on. There's like some update or something going on.
So
I mean, because it's
hopefully
like ridiculous.
it won't take long, but I'm gonna give them their bath. It's time to go. Maya, so proud of you. You have come a long way. I'm very proud of you.
I've never given a pet up in my life myself. My mom did give my birds away when I was a kid, and I was like bawling my eyes out when she did that, but they were going to a way better home. I had a friend down the block and I was still able to see them, and they had a little bird aviary in their backyard, and it was really cool. I used to go visit them, and they were in like this big bird house with all these other birds, and it was nice to see them not locked in a little tiny cage, you know. But like I've never personally given an animal up, so like I'd be fucking devastated. I feel like I'd be bawling my eyes out. Like I wouldn't even be able to fucking film a video like this because I'd be crying so hard because I just wouldn't be able to part with it. But he's like, yeah, you know, just take your last bath, like no big deal. Oh my God, I need to restart my laptop. It's just fucking so slow right now. And it's not. Hold on. I'm going to go on my phone for a minute while we do that because it's taking forever and it's driving me absolutely fucking insane. Sorry. This is why I'm not a big YouTuber. Let me just do this real quick because it's like this is driving me nuts. I can't deal with this. I'm getting so aggravated right now. All right. Where am I? Oh, I'm already in here. Okay. Hold on. I'm just turning my laptop off. It's driving me nuts. I can't even explain. All right. I'm just restarting it. It's driving me absolutely crazy. Oh my God. I hear the fan. Yeah, it's real manipulative, Mama Sheeta. He's like, Shmita. He's like, bye. You know, look, I'm not saying like, I'm glad that he recognized that whatever it is that's going on, he had to get rid of these monkeys. And I kind of saw this coming because following him for as long as I did, I could tell that like these monkeys just were not fitting into his lifestyle. He's a single guy, he's young, and that's a big commitment. It's like having a baby, like a baby, but a baby that stays a baby for fucking years, its whole life, and I'm just like, I can't foresee this guy being able to do this like long term. It's just, he doesn't have a family yet. He's not married. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have an established home. He's always talking about moving, or, like you could tell, like he still doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. And it's like, these monkeys have to fit in your life. And people that are able to successfully raise monkeys are people who already have their lives established, And it's like, I just didn't see it happening with this guy, especially because he had all these girls in and out of his life. Like, I didn't know he broke up with the Asian girl who it seemed like, she was really into the monkeys and everything with him. They were doing videos together. And you guys will see where that went once my laptop starts fucking working properly. I just restarted it. You also don't bathe them. They're a semi-clean animal. I can't stand people bathing them nonstop. I think they think that's going to like get rid of the smell. But like, really, that's probably so bad for their skin to keep bathing them, because in nature, they don't bathe. So it's like, to keep bathing them every day. There's people that bathe these poor monkeys every single day and they hate it. They're fine when they're babies, but when they get older, they like can't stand it. A lot of monkeys don't like water. I mean, like macaques do. They can swim actually really well, but some monkeys they don't even like water, going in the water. And it's like torturing them. And I feel so bad because they're constantly being bathed, these poor things. I don't know if it's like people do it because like they think that's what people like watching. Your computer shut down because of a problem. Yeah, there was a fucking problem. If you do nothing, the computer will continue to log in. All right. Let's let this sit here for a couple minutes. And I go back on. Wait until you see. Right, they groom each other. Their hair is very clean because, they will sit there and groom each other and pick scabs off and bugs, any parasites. Like, these monkeys are incredible at taking care of themselves, just like cats. Like, cats kind of keep themselves clean. You don't have to really bathe your cat, Monkeys are kind of the same way. They keep themselves pretty clean on their own. So you really don't have to constantly bathe them the way these people do. The other reason why people bathe them is because they have them in diapers, right? So when they shit and they pee, it's sticking in their fur and it's messy. Like, and that's another thing that just upsets me. Like, these poor monkeys have to live in diapers 24/7, which is like so unnatural for them, and then they rip the diapers off. They get to an age where they don't like the diapers, so they start ripping them off. And that's why a lot of people will dress them in clothing to try to prevent them from getting the diapers off. But a lot of the monkeys, they'll figure out how to actually get they'll actually figure out how to get the clothing off. So, because it's not comfortable for them. They're not meant to wear clothing. It's so sad. You just feel bad. Wow, Ovi got me good. Speaking of getting bitten. Well, he didn't get me that good. I was playing tug of war with him and his tooth like went into my hand. His little sharp little tooth made like a little indentation. I couldn't take a shower without her jumping in. Who's that? Yeah, they smell. And that's what the guy was like trying to use as an excuse as to like why he got rid of them, is like, oh, they smell. Like, he just noticed this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me, dude? All right, hold on. We're back. I get myself up on the stream here. Move this one. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what was going on with my laptop, but it was just running so slow. And the fan, I could hear the fan. Can you stop? I could hear the fan going nonstop, and I knew something's not right here. So it was just like, it shouldn't be doing that. All right, Ovi, you really gotta give me some space, my friend. You're driving me crazy. You're making me crazy. You're making me crazy. All right. So here's the video. Get back to that. I see that Jay is live about the Long Island serial killer. We'll figure that one out. Stop. After. Could you stop pushing me, please? All right. He's always up my ass because he's a Doberman. I think I just had too many. Maybe I had too many like windows open. Come on, get your phone. Here. Oh, go get it. Oh my God, it's still running slow. It might also be my internet. It's about peaches. Oh, get out of here. All right, we'll check that out after.
Well, this will be their last time playing in the
No,
yard.
number 7, right? I think that's what they called her. That's going to be interesting. All right, we're almost done with this. I can't stay on here all that long anyway because I gotta go somewhere today. Stop. If my internet ever wakes up, I might have to start my internet. I probably should have done that too while I was restarting my laptop. Probably should have restarted my internet. All right. You guys got to see where he brings these monkeys. All right, so we're gonna fast forward this just a minute.
She's so into.
I do think it's partially my internet connection because they've been having a lot of internet problems around here.
But now, she's good. You're really good, man.
So he's basically giving like these monkeys this speech in the bathtub, like.
So you're actually going back to a place that you are familiar with.
So yeah, so I knew this. So when I saw the guy in the video, I knew right away who the guy was because he would go on these monkey retreats with other monkey owners. And I recognized the guy immediately when I saw him in the video where he's kicking the monkey across the cage because that monkey, he actually got this monkey from that guy. So he's giving it back to where it came from.
So I'm very excited about that because, you know, somebody that she knows. And I know that she won't have that trauma like she did before. So I know that she'll still be happy. And the best part is there's going to be other monkeys there. So they're not going to be the only ones. Mojo and Maya won't be. But my ultimate goal was just to keep them together.
Yeah, they're not going to be staying with the other monkeys, though. That's the problem. You'll see where they're staying.
All right, baby. Try to get you back.
I don't even know if that shampoo is good for monkeys, but okay. So he does the girl monkey first. And then he goes into the whole thing with the boy monkey. So we'll fast forward that because we don't need to watch this whole thing. And here he is. All right. He did the boy first. Sorry. Then he's driving them. But wait until we see where they go.
And where you
get to that part. My laptop. Oh my God. It's so bad. Hold on. So he's on his way there.
It's just my throat's really dry right now.
But doesn't seem all that upset.
A nice inside area. Oh, this will be perfect for him. I love it.
He's like, oh, this will be perfect. Look how small that cage is. Look how small that is for 2 fucking grown ass monkeys in a garage, in a hot garage in Alabama. No, I'm sorry, Tennessee. This guy's in Tennessee. That is so small for those 2 monkeys to live in.
What you doing, big man? Hi, girl.
If he looked that upset, he's like, here you go. He couldn't get them out of those bags any quicker.
Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah.
Sorry, Obi. Sorry.
What? What? Oh, I know.
So it's been a while.
Now, if you know anything about monkeys too, they know this guy, like they've met him before, but monkeys are like very territorial in a sense where they stay within troops, right? They travel within like troops with their families and stuff. So like this guy's abandoning them. They're attached to this guy right now. He's abandoning them. They're used to him. That's all they know. That's where they get their food. So he's like their mother. So now he's like abandoning them. They're going to this new guy and like they're very like protective of their owners too. And they, you know, they don't really like other people. A lot of people who have monkeys, they can't have like strangers in their house because the monkeys will attack them. So I feel so bad for these poor monkeys. You guys saw the abuse video.
Thank you. Hi, girl.
Now, granted, that's probably just a reaction. You know, the monkey bit him a bunch of times, so he like threw the monkey. You know, it might look worse than it is, but I just don't think this guy's in a place where he should be, you know, taking on new monkeys, because he has 3 or 4 spider monkeys in an enclosure in his backyard, which is a lot bigger than this. But this is where he plans on keeping these 2, which is really sad. I mean, how are you taking care of 5 monkeys by yourself? That's a big undertaking, dude. Huge undertaking.
Hi, sweet girl. Hi, girl.
This guy's so creepy too. Hi.
So
If you watch
Michael
his
had-
videos, it's a spider monkey Winston. He's so creepy. He's like, I love you. Hey, sweetie. I don't know. He's weird.
Maya before.
Yo.
She's a lot calmer.
I can see that.
So this guy gave him the one monkey because it was like all fucked up. And now he's taking it back.
I think, guys.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
load it up with all kinds of stuff.
Mind you, these monkeys haven't reached their full size yet. They're still small.
That's a nice thick hammock.
Well, I bought a whole bunch of blankets and stuff. And
Like, there's not a whole lot in there for these monkeys to do. You know, they need like constant enrichment, constant changes in their routine. You know, like this isn't really doing much. There's 2 little things hanging, this thing and this thing, and then 2 hammocks. That's really not much for them to do in there.
Goodwill. I think that thing's like Restoration Hardware or Pottery Barn. It's probably $100 new, and I'm like, whatever. Monkey shit all over it.
Y'all good? I know y'all are good now.
That way, days where they're not tolerating
So this is his outdoor enclosure for his spider monkey.
each other, they got 2 different options.
So there comes with friends. So he got 3 friends here.
And like, who knows if they'll get along, because just because they're monkeys, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to put them together. Karen Vergata. All right, cool. We're going to take a look at that. Thank you. That's exciting.
They got a nice enclosure. Super nice.
I've had to repair panels here recently, so the wind's coming down in the storms.
Well, as y'all can see, Mojo
That can't get more exciting.
is going to be
Finally, I
completely fine. Here with Michael. As y'all know, Maya, she will too.
Yeah, she went missing in 1996. All right, so you guys see where he's leaving these monkeys. Let's wrap this up so we can look at the list stuff. Hold on, because I got to show you this. This is where my mind really got blown. Okay. Where is it? I have to find it first. Hold on. So, lo and behold, this piece of shit, not only does he give up his monkeys to this abuser, but after doing some homework last night, I'm to find out that Carlos, that's his name. Everybody knows that. I'm not doxing him. I crossed out his personal information here. Carlos himself is not the best guy. Not the best guy. This just goes to show you, and that's the whole reason I'm showing this, is because things are not always what they seem on the internet, right? We just found out about heels. And this guy, this is him. This would be his mugshot. It's from 2/22/23, so it just happened this year. Now, again, this is alleged. I didn't look too far into this, but there he is, right there, all dressed up in his nice shirt. And he was arrested on a violation of a domestic violation protection order. So, yeah. Yeah. Which I assume is against the ex-girlfriend that he, oh, all right, Sleuth, thanks. That was the last girlfriend that he broke up with, which I heard he was married to. So now not only did he give his monkeys up, but like, why did he have a protection order against him? It's a little strange. The whole story is a little strange. So lo and behold, he's no longer I don't think going to be making videos, but he left his videos up so that he can continue to collect the ad revenue off the monkeys that he abandoned. So that is the story of Mojo, the monkey, the poor monkey. All right. So thank you, Sleuths, for sending me this. So what we got here, this is from the Catch List Twitter. Karen Vergata, Fire Island Jane Doe. On 4/20/96, legs were found in a black garbage bag at Blue Point Beach in the vicinity of Davis Park on Fire Island. I got to tell you guys what I find really interesting about that, and always have. In order to get to Davis Park on Long Island, you have to take a boat there or a ferry. There's only two ways to get there, by boat or by ferry. There's no roadways that go there. You can't get to Davis Park on a ferry or a boat, okay? So either somebody had to take her limbs, what was it? Yeah, her legs, was it? In a garbage bag in a suitcase on the ferry to go to Davis Park, or they had their own boat. But even that, let me just explain Fire Island to you guys for a second, and the how it works down there. I can't think of the word I'm trying to look for. When you go to Davis Park or any of the Fire Islands, right, what they consider Fire Island on Long Island, like you either have to, anchor your boat, and then this is what I used to do with my ex. He had a boat. So we used to like park the boat, like anchor it kind of like on a sandbar almost, where the water's shallow, and then we had to walk through like the water to get to Davis Park. The lifestyle there's all houses there, right? People rent houses, so there's all vacation homes there, but there's no roads, there's no cars. And then there might be like a little grocery store or something. Not like, I'm talking like a little mom and pop shop, like deli kind of grocery store, like a convenience store almost. And there's only like one or two, and there's a lot of bars on Fire Island. And so the way people live there is they, a lot of people bring their food over on the boat or on the ferry, and then everybody has wagons there, right? So like when you get off the ferry, there's like rows and rows of wagons, and people just, put everything on their wagons, and then they bring it to their houses. So like I'm picturing, so no matter how you get there is what I'm saying is, whether you get there by boat or ferry, that's how people transport things on Fire Island, right? Is always with these wagons. And so when I heard about these legs being found, I'm picturing somebody putting them in like a suitcase or something, and then using one of those wagons to bring them to like a garbage pile or somewhere. Crazy. Because again, there's like not much on this land that you could go to. There's not really many stores or anything, and there's no cars, so everything's transported by hand basically, or bicycle or whatever. People have bicycles with a wagon attached to the back. So but it's just kind of crazy to think that possibly somebody could have brought these legs on the ferry with them, in a suitcase. It's kind of just scary. So anyway, her torso and hands were never recovered. I'm sorry. On 4/12/2011, so that was in 1996 when the legs were found. In 2011, her skull was found off Ocean Parkway, west of Tobay Beach in Nassau County. So that's crazy. Her torso and hands were never recovered. Oh, her torso was never recovered. That's crazy. So anyway, she's described as a white female between the age of 18 through 50, no height or weight estimate given. Right lower leg has a 3.5-inch scar on the lateral mid-leg area, a 1-inch scar on the lateral mid-lower leg. All right, I don't know what any of this means. It looks like she has a surgical scar somewhere near her knee or something, or on her legs. The victim may have had surgery on her left ankle, red polish on all toes. The law enforcement officer who found the legs in 1996 told a reporter the nail polish was from a pedicure that was still fresh. Oh, wow. So it hadn't like grown out yet. She has a son who was 8 years old at the time of her death. Sometime in late 1989, early 1990, both her and her son, who was a toddler at the time, were involved in a car accident, which may have been the reason for the surgical scars on the legs. In July 2017, her father had her officially declared deceased. In that legal filing, the father states he spoke to multiple law enforcement agencies to try to report her missing, hired a private investigator to determine her whereabouts, and spoke to several acquaintances of hers. Law enforcement consider her a victim of LISC, and now it shows pictures. So let me see if I could grab this and show you guys. Now, what's crazy here is like, wow. So law enforcement just basically hung them out to dry, it seems like. Where was she from though originally? It doesn't say here. Like, I wonder where she was originally from. But wow, this is great news because we just talked about this on my channel, dude. We just talked about peaches. So this is amazing. Just amazing. I was searching like crazy on that website for women who went missing. I knew somewhere somebody had a report. Everybody has at least one person that cares about them. It just doesn't make sense. All right, so let me go try to search. I'll Google her name actually. Karen, hold on. Vergata. Was she a black woman? Because they said she was a black woman, but I mean, just going by her name, that sounds Hispanic almost to me, right? All right, so let's take a look here. He said AKA Peaches. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it. 44th Street. She was from Fort Lauderdale. Damn it. I didn't look at Florida. All right, so this is New York Post, but I'm going to assume that they got pictures and stuff. And you guys know I hate the New York Post, but it was the first result that came up. I'm just going to close that for now. And we'll see if we can find... I mean, I don't know if there's going to be much more news in the press conference. Like, we don't know. This could have been his first victim, you know? Because I'm trying to think when did the other girl go missing? And now, did she work as a sex worker? Do we know? You know, what do we know about this girl? I guess we'll find out as soon as this fucking website. Police investigating notorious. So there we go. We got a picture, obviously, of her when she was young. Man. Ooh, you guys noticed the red hair? Do you guys remember one of the searches he did, which his wife also has red hair? But do you guys remember one of the searches he did was like something like redhead with like bruised face or something? Like he was looking for specifically video, you know, sick shit with redheads. Maybe to relive. If you look at the searches, right? Asian twink. There was an Asian guy found. Then he had the redhead thing. Clearly, this girl has red hair in this picture. Wow. It's all kind of starting to make sense. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just had like, look at this collie. I love them. So cute. I had a collie growing up. I just love them. Man who spent $14K to transform himself into a collie. Okay, never mind. Not cute. Not cute. Not cute. Weird. 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 That is a person. That is fucking weird. All right, never mind. All right, that was it. That was the whole article. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me go back up here. YouTuber of the year here, guys. YouTuber of the year. I want to see more pictures. I just saw on that Twitter post that there was like quite a few pictures. So, oh, here we go. Let's see. Oh, that's it. Come on, they have to have a more recent picture of her than that. That's ridiculous. Sex worker. Okay. Very interesting. Let me just go see if we can find the press conference here. And again, I can't stay live all that long because they definitely have to go somewhere. Wow. Wow. That is fucking disturbing. I didn't know that was a man. I was kind of looking at it and I'm like, the snout is a little weird because collies have these very long, narrow noses. And I'm looking at the snout and I'm like, that kind of just looks weird, you know? Like, is Jay still live? Yeah, I don't want to snipe his stream, so hold on a second. It's always so hard to find these press conferences. Let's see. On here. I'm always the last to know. Grizzly True Crime. She's always fucking covering every press conference. I don't know how she finds these. We might have to wait. Yeah. Here we go again. I'm not going to be able to find the press conference. It's the last time when we were looking for the press conferences. All right. Well, it's interesting that they found her identity. I saw a video. I sent 2 more screenshots. All right, thanks. I just kind of want to see what she looks like, and then we'll have to get more ICTML. I know, I just hate playing other YouTubers' press conference when they're streaming it. Like, I'd rather, you know what I'm saying? I'll stream it myself, but I'm not going to stream another YouTuber streaming it. So what is this? Her last known address was 45th Street, New York, New York. Petitioner alleges that he last had contact. So this is about her basically, I guess they were trying to, her estate, you know. He last had contact with her February 14th, 1996, when she called him on his birthday. He states that prior to that, she would call him periodically. In his petition, he describes his efforts to locate her, including hiring an investigator and contacting law enforcement agencies and individuals who had known her. Petitioner states that he does not know whether his daughter owned any assets, but is seeking letters in order to collect on 2 insurance policies on her life. Wow. So it says, on February 16th, and thanks again, Sleuth, 1996, Karen Vergata called her father on Long Island for his birthday. He never heard from her again. Her last known address was on West 45th Street, in New York, New York. Karen Vergata was 35 years old when she disappeared and had grown up in Glen Head, New York. So that's Long Island, Nassau County, okay. On April 20th, 1996, the severed legs of a woman were discovered in the garbage bag on Fire Island. The police never discovered who the legs belonged to and were never able to solve the case. 15 years later, 10 plus more victims were discovered. Okay, we know all this. So yeah, she last spoke to her father 1 month before Fire Island Jane Doe's legs were found. She was never seen again. In 1981, a strange classified ad appeared in a Fort Lauderdale newspaper saying, Karen Vergata, I care and love you. Please contact me, Jim Peacock. Who is Jim Peacock and why is he leaving a classified ad looking for Karen Vergata, who wouldn't go missing for another 15 years? What? That's fucking weird. That is fucking weird, dude. Right? I emailed News Nation's release. Okay, thanks, guys. Oh, sweet. All right. Let me, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are the best. I feel like Laura here. Everybody's doing my investigating. Let me grab that. I got it. Wow, guys, that's so weird. Why would somebody do that? Duty Ron has it. Yeah. I don't want to play his though, Pugs. I don't like playing other YouTubers stuff. I rather play like the actual just news press. I got it. Don't worry. All right. This is from News Nation. Like, I don't care playing their shit. But playing, you know, Duty Ron, like if people are live, I don't want to play their stuff while they're live. That's not cool. But the news, fuck the news. Thank you guys. Makes me think it's Rex messing with victims and their families. That, or maybe he knew this girl. Like, wow, this guy's been. I so crazy because like a couple of years ago, obviously before they caught this guy, really thought, God, my internet is like sucking hardcore today. I really thought that there might be multiple killers, but the more we're learning, the more I'm thinking that like these are all his victims, you know, and he's been using this dumping ground for years. And that probably in the beginning, when he was cutting the bodies enough, because there was a period of time where he was single and he didn't have a family living with him, you know, maybe he was able to do that at his home. And now he's, you know, he got remarried, you know, and he's got a family living in the home. He obviously can't really do that. So he's, you know, he realized, well, shit, my, you know, victims on Ocean Parkway haven't been discovered. So that became just like an easy kind of dumping ground for him, and he didn't have to do that anymore to kind of hide them. So let's see what's going on here. My internet sucks. Sorry about that. Mm. Thank you, Sleuths. I appreciate that. I was Vinnie Politan, who I can't stand, but I do watch sometimes just because they're covering this case a lot. He was he had another guy on his channel the other day talking about the fucking boat theory. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. There's just no way this guy took a boat to drop these bodies off. It just doesn't even make any logical sense. And I hate the news when they just try to sensationalize stories. Like, I don't even know what the purpose is of them even trying to make people think that he took a boat, because it was so funny because there was a lot of Long Islanders in the comments below and everybody was saying the same things as me. Like, there's just no way, dude. There's no way. It's not worth it. That road is so quiet and dead at night, for lack of a better term, you know, that there's no reason to go through all the trouble of loading a body onto a boat, you know, going across the sound, the Great South Bay, dragging it through the marsh, you know, like there's just no point when that road, you could just literally pull over on the side, dump a body in the woods and be gone. Like it's so stupid.
Good morning, everyone. We're here. I'm here with our fellow task force members.
I don't know if you guys could hear this. It's like really low for some reason.
To announce the identity of what has formerly been known as Fire Island Jane Doe. You know, on April 20th, 1996, female remains consisting of legs and feet were found on the bayside shore of Fire Island, about a mile west of Davis Park Beach.
So Ray Tierney himself is going to prosecute this case, which I don't know, people are saying is really interesting because typically like the prosecutors, you know, in his position, which is like he's a head prosecutor, they don't do that. But I think he just, you know, this is a huge case and he probably wants it done right and he's doing it himself.
Then approximately 15 years later, on April 11, 2011, additional remains consisting of a skull were discovered at Tobay Beach in Nassau County. Those.
Remember I showed you guys the map the other day and I was like, God, I always thought that these victims were found, some of the victims were found closer to Jones Beach. Because like if you look on the map, it's showing like these victims being found east of where the original four were. And I'm like, I always thought they were found closer to Nassau County. Now here he is saying that they were found by Tobay Beach, which is in Nassau County. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know if the maps were wrong or what, but
that skull was found following the discovery of the remains of Jessica Taylor, and the skull was found on the same day as the remains of what is commonly come to be referred to as Peaches was found on Jones Beach. Thereafter, in July of 2011, the Suffolk County Crime Lab linked the two sets of remains via DNA analysis. And by that, I mean the legs that were found in the vicinity of Davis Park were compared with the remains found at Tobay Beach, and it was determined that it was the same person. Since 2011, that victim was known by various names.
That's so crazy because, like, all right, think about this. He had to have the remains on him for like a couple of days, right? Because, like, one day he goes, you have to, again, to get to that beach, you have to either take a ferry one day or if you have a boat yourself, you would take a boat over there. But there's no evidence, as I know of right now, that he had a boat. That's the other thing with the boat theory that doesn't make sense is that, like, cops haven't said anything about this guy having a boat. Is it possible he does? Sure. You know, but if he does, then that means that it's at a marina somewhere. And if you know anything about the marinas around here, um, you have to, like, a lot of them are gated or there's like a booth. So like when you try to get into the marina, you know, you have to like pass a booth and you know, there's a code or something to get in because obviously they want to protect the boats. If it's at like a more public marina, then there's like people hanging out there at night because there's a lot of people that do like night fishing or crabbing off the docks. So, and teenagers hang out obviously. But you know, I'm gonna assume he took him over by ferry in like a suitcase or something, because that has, unfortunately, I think there was another incident where something like that happened in the past.
Including Fire Island Jane Doe. Today, we are here to announce that as part of the Gilgo Task Force re-examination of all the evidence in the case, we were able to identify Fire Island Jane Doe as Karen Vergata, who was 34 years old at the time of her disappearance. I believe we have a picture of Miss Vergata. I think it's important
That's an old
that
picture,
we
dude.
remember and honor not only Miss Vergata, but all the victims on Gilgo Beach. Ms. Vergata went missing at approximately February 14th, 1996. At the time, she lived on West 45th Street in Manhattan and was believed to be working as an escort at the time of her disappearance.
Damn.
There was no missing persons complaint filed at the time of that disappearance. In August of 2022, approximately 6 months after we formed this Gilgo Task Force, a DNA profile suitable for genealogical comparison was developed from the remains of Karen Vergata.
That's so crazy. We were just talking about this in a comment section the other day about the genealogical testing, because even with now there's only one that is he was a duck hunter and shared a boat with his friend. Yeah, but here's the thing though, like everybody's like, oh, he knew the waters of the Great South Bay because he's a duck hunter. You're not duck hunting in the Great South Bay. Like there's no duck hunting going on there. You could only duck hunt in specific reserves areas like that are probably out east, I would assume, because they're not going to have it in a place where people are fishing and, you know what I'm saying, people shooting guns. It's just not going to happen. Like the Great South Bay is where people go fishing, and you know, there's it's just not, you're not duck hunting there. Like this is Long Island. There's not a lot of places to hunt openly like that. But I don't know. I just don't think he took a boat. That just sounds so silly to me. But especially if he shared it with his friend, you know, explain that one. Anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah.
September of 2022,
What I was gonna say is that there's so now there's only one victim that hasn't been identified, which is the Asian male who was dressed in women's clothing. And again, you know, somebody had to know about this guy, a friend, a family member, somebody. So I was, you know, in the comment section under this one video the other day, they were saying about the genealogical testing, like hopefully that's how they'll identify these victims. And sure enough, here we are.
FBI was able via a genetic genealogy review to identify Ms. Vergata presumptively as Fire Island Jane Doe. Thereafter, in October of 20.
Why were they saying she was a black woman though? This is what's really confusing me. Because like even if they showed the picture of the peaches tattoo, and to me, and I know that black women could have light skin or lighter skin, but they were saying that she was of African American descent, and I'm looking at the skin color and I'm like, that does not look like, looks like white to me. But then again, I'm like, all right, I don't know, you know, like I don't know. I don't know much about, you know, the skin and where, like, you know, the condition that it was in when they found this body. Wait a second. No, this isn't the same. This isn't Peaches. This can't be Peaches. Because they just said that they never found her torso. Peaches' torso was found. So I take that back. Peaches is still not identified. This is a totally different person. This is Jane Doe number 7. This is not Peaches. Sorry. I just realized that. This isn't Peaches. Peaches, her torso was found in Nassau County somewhere.
2022 using a buccal swab from a relative of Karen Vergata. We were able to definitively identify her. Prior to disclosing this information, of course, we needed to contact.
Now, I remember in 1996 when they found these legs on Fire Island. Like, I remember that report coming out because I was like terrified, because I mean, look, Long Island, you don't really hear shit like that happening around here, And I remember when they found those legs at Fire Island, it was like big news here because you typically don't hear stories, especially back then, like that. I mean, yeah, have we had like, Joel Rifkin and shit? Sure. But like, it's not every day that a pair of legs are getting found in the garbage pail. So I do remember when that came out. And then, it's crazy that when they found the rest of, some of the rest of the remains on Fire Island, not Fire Island, on, near the Ocean Parkway years later.
All of Ms. Vergata's family members. And additionally, at around the same time, we were beginning our grand jury confidential investigation into what has been known as the Gilgo 4. That is the murders of Maureen Brainerd Burns, Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. So we decided we were not going to make any public comment at this time. However, since that, the results of that investigation have become public, and we have made the necessary notifications to Ms. Vergata's family, we can make this important announcement now.
Wow.
I just want to thank, in particular, Special Agent Lori Giordano from the FBI in her work with the
Hey, look who's in the chat. Bubble Pixie.
DNA. She worked in conjunction with our Suffolk County Crime Lab, Don Dollar of the Suffolk County Crime Lab, his team, in coordination with the Suffolk County Police Department's homicide unit. So I want to thank them for, in particular, for all of their work. Of course, I want to thank our task force members, Suffolk County Sheriff Errol Toulon.
Dude, the red hair is bugging me out because it's like the wife.
ASAC Spencer Horn from the FBI.
Oh, why this is so low?
New York State Police, Suffolk County Police Department.
Oh no, Ems, he's not giving up this information. He is vehemently denying that he has anything to do with this. And his attorney was at the press conference the other day because he had a conference at court, and his attorney is like, no, my client is innocent. He didn't do this. So he is in 100% denial, saying that he had nothing to do with this. This guy has too much to lose, to just give up this, case right now. He's definitely not giving anything up.
And Rodney Harrison, who couldn't make it here, I understand Chief Rowan is here in his place instead. But I want to thank them for not only their work on this case, but for all their work in.
Most of these serial killers like this, like, especially if they got away with it for so long, they're like, I mean, you gotta remember, you're dealing with people with most likely personality disorders, of some type, whether they're narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, whatever. They will fucking die on that hill, they will die on that hill. Some of them will admit it, BTK, he detailed his whole killing spree in court. I mean, in great detail, and you never know, it could turn around, right, in the end. But I see him fighting this through court the whole way. I don't know.
The task force going forward.
Just after listening to that interview that he did with the that guy, about like his job, whatever he does, his architecture firm, like you could just tell what type of guy he is. He's that type of guy where he fucking thinks he knows everything. He's very arrogant. You could just tell. And I personally see him fighting this to the bitter end, but I could be wrong,
It's important to note that there are no charges at this time. Miss Vergata's disappearance was in 1996, which is 27 years ago. We're going to continue to work this particular case as we did the Gilgo 4 investigation.
I really, really hope they get Maureen Brainerd Barnes. I really, really hope that something comes back so that her family can get justice too.
We're going to have no comment on what, if any, suspects we developed at this time.
Ooh.
This is a confidential investigation, so I'm not going to be taking any questions.
That was a weird statement. what if any suspects? Why would there be more suspects? That was a weird statement.
But our investigation is continuing, and thank you all very much. No questions. If you want to talk about something regarding the Gilgo 4, I'm happy to talk offline to you. But today, this press conference is about Ms. Vergata, and that we've been able to identify her, and that we're continuing our investigation not only with regard to the Gilgo 4, but all of the victims on Gilgo. So thank you all very much.
I love how he's like, yeah, we're not answering questions. And then like all the reporters are like, blah, 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 trying to get questions. Wow. That is truly amazing. I'm glad that the family's getting, some form of closure here finally. I mean, I just can't even imagine what that feels like, but I'm glad to hear that, something in the way of answers is finally happening. Now do ID Peaches and her baby Asian dough. That one really just like blows my mind, because again, with the baby, it's just like, how does nobody notice a baby missing? Like an adult obviously could go missing on their own, or you know what I'm saying? There's a number of things that could happen, but a baby, like you would imagine that somebody would have to know, a doctor's office even, why is this baby not coming in for their checkups? Like just something. It's just so weird. If there's another killer, he just lost his cookies. Yeah, right? This victim would have been in her 60s. Well, if you think about it, right? Rex Heuermann, I wonder where he went to college. I know where he went to college. Never mind. Guess what? Rex Heuermann went to the same college, and his daughter went to the same college that I went to. My first university that I went to, NYIT, New York Institute of Technology. That's where he got his architecture degree. And in fact, I took classes in the same building where they did the architecture classes. And his daughter went to the same school as well. So that's pretty interesting. I could say I went to the same college as a serial killer. I just don't know where there was multiple campuses, but I know that the architecture classes were on the same campus that I went to. So, and then he lives in the city. So I wonder if he was, maybe working at another firm in the city in his younger years. And then he decided to, start picking up prostitutes because he's in his 60s, So if he picked her up at that time, she would have been, around the same age as him, maybe a little older, possibly. So interesting. They can't look into hospital records. She had a C-section. Yeah, right? Something like that, you would think. I personally think that the genealogical testing is going to really help out, with identifying these people. So, and I'm praying they do, because they deserve to have a face, a name, and we deserve to know who they are, and their families deserve to know what happened to them. Yes, Billy Baldwin went to high school with him. All the Baldwins probably did, but I think that Billy specifically graduated with him and was like his classmate. So surely they've done isotope testing on the unidentified to get an area where the victim grew up. An idea. I don't know. I'm sure they are. It's just like, see, with the genealogical testing and all that, since that's relatively new, I could totally understand why it took so long for some of these victims to get identified. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? This is a relatively new thing that they're doing. But some of the other evidence that was just completely ignored and looked over early on in this investigation, like, kills me. Like, for instance, this guy's description and his car, like the car, I mean, sure, there's a lot of those cars, right? But look, there's still a database with the DMV where the cars are registered, and so you narrow it down. Who lives in Massapequa? Because they always knew Massapequa was a key area in this investigation because of the phone calls that were made to the sister. So you look and you narrow it down to, okay, who owns this vehicle in this area? And you start there. But for some reason, that detail just was overlooked. And I don't know why. I mean, wow. Yeah, so I'm starting to get the feeling that he's responsible for all of these murders, and that he started, probably in his 20s, maybe killed one, waited a few years, killed another, periodically, and then changed his MO of, disposal. I mean, probably started, chopping them up so that it would, they couldn't identify him. And then as time went on, probably realized he didn't need to do that. That he could just hide them, near Ocean Parkway, because even though some of the other remains were discovered in other places, he realized obviously over time that the ones that he threw on, off the Ocean Parkway, those weren't being discovered. And so, he started probably just dumping them. God, so sick. But yeah, wow, that's great news to hear that another victim has been identified. Were the chances they most, yeah, exactly, they all were escorts, and just like with anything in life, right, when you grow, as you get older, you start like thinking of new ways to do things. So he probably just realized, like, I don't even need to go through all this trouble, with this. So I think with the Asian male, we're going to find out that he lived in Manhattan, and that he was picked up, a prostitute, because you got to think back in the 90s, right? There was no Craigslist. So if you wanted to solicit a prostitute, you would have to go, physically see one somewhere. You would have to find them somewhere in the city, and solicit them off the streets. And so I think that's what we're going to find out, is that, he solicited this, what he thought was a woman, because what's his name, Dormer, police commissioner, well, ex-police commissioner Dormer, did a interview where he spoke about the Asian male, and the Asian male specifically was the only victim that was found with like skull fractures. So he said that, it led him to believe that whoever picked him up, was found, thought he was a woman, and then figured out later on that he wasn't, and beat him to death, So, yeah. So I just feel like he's probably, went missing in the 90s, was solicited off the street, and then, that's what happened to him. The baby still gets me, though. That one's crazy. Totally crazy. It claims she was from the Bronx. Wait, what? Hold on, let me grab that. What does it say? Take a look into a tattoo artist told the... Oh, they found the tattoo artist? I didn't know that. I know, it's just crazy. I found that it was linked to a man that died in Alabama. I showed you guys that a couple of weeks ago. So I think in time, with the genealogical testing, they'll be able to figure out, who the rest of the people are that aren't identified. So we still got Peaches, Baby Doe, and the Asian male. Those are the last three that are not identified as of yet. But, in the next couple of weeks, months, we could find out their identification. The sad part is that by the time those bodies were found, God only knows. Well, you know what? That might not necessarily be true, because like Peaches, for instance, right? They said that by the time when they found her torso, they believe that she was only dead for like a couple of days. So they might have been able to recover some, DNA off her torso at that point in time. Or right, there was a pillowcase found with her. So, they might have been able to get something. Now that I think about it, that pillowcase probably looks like it came from his house. He's got like weird... That house definitely is interesting. Oh, she got the tattoo up in Connecticut. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Early on, and as I was following this investigation through the years, I always was like so hyper laser focused on the 4 girls. Like I really didn't look in too much into the other victims. And especially because they weren't identified, you know, so it's like there's not much you can do without having an identification about somebody on somebody. But yeah, Asian communities are tight. The thing is with the Asian communities, right? You got like there's certain areas in the city where like Asian people live, like obviously Chinatown, right? So you're talking like lower Manhattan. Then when you get outside of Manhattan, there's certain sections of the Queens, like Flushing, there's a high, you know, Asian population around that area. And so yeah, you're right, because that's how it is, you know, in the city. You know, it's funny too, there's a lot of Asian people went to NYIT, same college as I went to. I mean, there was a lot of Asian people in that school. So wow, imagine being a serial killer in the late 80s at the onset of DNA testing. Yeah, right. Well, the first case I really remember DNA testing, like, and even hearing about DNA testing, was the OJ Simpson. I think that was like one of the first and biggest, you know, cases where it was like used as evidence in a case, which is crazy. Oh, here's another. This is from Newsday. Hold on a second. See what this video says. My internet. I need to go grab my charger. Hold on a second. God, this laptop. I'm telling you, StreamYard.
Good morning. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Breaking news now out of Suffolk County. The DA's office, police, and other law enforcement officials are having a news conference on new details of the Gilgo Beach killings. They're expected to talk about the identification of another victim. Let's take a look.
Oop, bad editing there. All right, this is just we saw this already. Let me just fast forward a little bit and see. Dude, come on, get a more recent picture of this poor girl. Let's see what this says.
Inside look into this task force and the secrecy under which this task force has been working. What the district attorney said was they figured this out in October of 2022. We are now in August of 2023, and they decided to sort of keep that part to themselves. The other thing they told us is that they made a match or helped figure out to do this. They took some DNA and they ended up swabbing DNA from a relative. So he called it familia DNA, which would presumably mean that they went to genetic databases, Ancestry, 23andMe, to sort of get us the identification of Ms. Vergata. It also tells us that they were doing two things at one time, or multiple things at one time, which is they had her identification while at the same time keeping surveillance on the suspect, Rex Heuermann, who has been charged with the Gilgo 4.
I don't understand what that means.
And we know no charges have been filed in relation to Jane Doe number 7, which has been identified as Karen Vergata.
No charges. He was very specific to say that. I would have assumed that would have been the first question. So right now, it seems that we've got a prosecution going on. We've still got the investigation going on into, you remember, there are 3 sets of remains that remain unidentified. You have Peaches. This is a torso with a tattoo.
Yep.
You have a toddler who officials are presumably that this is her child. And we also have an Asian male. So you've got that still going on. And now you've got an investigation going on to try to put together and figure out the mystery of what happened to and who was responsible for the death of Ms. Vergata.
Yeah, and I don't want to take away from Ms. Vergata because that's what we're here to talk about today. She lived in Manhattan. She worked as an escort there. And then, of course, in 2022, as you mentioned, the family was then their identity.
You know what's crazy about this? If he was responsible for this, right? This woman's death, that would mean that he was doing this well before he met his wife, right? So she like basically married this guy, you know, not knowing. And maybe his attempt to marry her, you know, was an attempt to try to stop doing this, because I do believe that like these killers struggle just like the rest of us, where it's like, you know, they want to live normal lives, you know, they try to live normal lives, but they can't. You know, the urge to kill and the urge to do what they do is far greater than the urge to be normal. It's kind of like a drug addict in a sense, you know? It's like they still have that desire to live a normal life and have a family and a job and all this stuff. It's just that, you know, their addiction gets in the way. And wow. So like, I guess what I'm saying is like she didn't know she's marrying a serial killer who has already killed, you know, then you're married to him for 27 years and you find out after those 27 years where you have built a life with this person that they've been doing this for all this time. I just, wow, can't even imagine.
Was used, or DNA, I should say, their samples were used to make a comparison to see if this was her. Is this a common practice that is used typically in these situations, or is this uncommon?
Well, you're seeing more and more people making use of, you know, ancestry links. I mean, we all read stories about, hey, I swabbed, got my results back, and found out that, you know, my dad is not my dad, or whatever that is. But it has also become more of a factor in law enforcement. They are doing those kinds of things. The other thing I just want to point out in regards to Ms. Vergata is that, you know, the district attorney said that they took some time to find her family. He said that there had been no missing persons report filed on her. So
it's kind of crazy how there was no missing persons report filed, but the dad went to go file for her estate, like, and her life insurance. Like, wow.
Oh, they had to not just make the DNA match, but they had to find family members and inform family members decades after she went missing.
Wow.
That they had found her remains. And it's pretty gruesome here that she was found, you know, Fire Island Jane Doe.
Very gruesome. And I just want to know why nobody's talking about the fact that, like, in order to get legs to Fire Island, it's either you took those legs on the ferry with you in a suitcase or something, or again, you had them on a boat, but still, you know, you would somehow have to either dock your boat somewhere, or, you know what I'm saying, park it somewhere. And there's a lot of people at those docks. I like, that's why that always blew my mind, because I'm like, there's so many fucking people in that area. Unless, you know, I mean, given the fact that she was last seen in February, well, it doesn't matter because the legs were found in what, December? I mean, I'm sorry. When they say the legs were found exactly, I forgot. But you have to, like, be around people at some point once you get to Fire Island. There's no way to not be around people when you get to Fire Island. You know, like you could only get there and then land there at certain places. So like it's almost like if you took the train to the city, right? You would have to take the train. It's public transportation. You're on the train, and then you have to be around people. You can't avoid people because you're getting off in a train station. So it's kind of like the same idea where it's like, whoever had these legs with them, they had to have them, and there was people around. So they had to conceal the legs somewhere, you know, and then later throw them off. Like, unless we come to find out that maybe he had a property on, you know, Davis Park or something, but I highly doubt it. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't sound realistic, but, you know, we've heard that he's had, you know, several properties like Las Vegas and this, but I haven't heard any mentions of a boat or a vacation home anywhere, you know. And I'm not sure how it works with boats because I don't have a boat, but I'm not sure like how it works. Is there like a registry? Do you have to have your boat registered like that? I'm pretty sure you do. I would imagine you do, but who knows? But we haven't heard anything about him even owning, you know, his own boat or like anything, a dock, a slip anywhere at a dock. Because there was a lot of questions about where did he kill these girls, you know? And that's a great question. Did he bring them back to the house? Well, some people say no. How would he bring them back to the house? Because if you guys are, you know, I don't know, you know, I know most of you guys don't live here, but like we have, especially in Massapequa Park, I mean, I think you guys were probably able to kind of see that from the footage. The yards are extremely small and the houses are extremely close together. You know, like my aunt lives in that area kind of, and she had this crazy bathroom built in her bedroom, right? Like this, like, it's weird. It's to me, I wouldn't want it, but she had a master bedroom and then a bathroom that was attached to her master bedroom when she first moved in. After a couple of years, she knocked down the wall And so the bathroom was opened into the bedroom. It was weird. And they put this like jacuzzi tub in there. And then, next to the tub, she put like a shower stall, and she put windows in the shower stall, but it wasn't windows. It was those glass, those glass blocks like that. They're almost like glass bricks. So they're like, you could see through them, but if you saw the image behind it would be very distorted. Like she put those in her shower. And I remember thinking when she put those in, like, I would never fucking shower in there because the neighbor's house, you could see it, it's like right next to her house. I'm like, like, aren't you worried about your neighbor seeing you like in the shower? Even though the image is going to be distorted, like, I don't know. It's a little weird to me, but that's how close the houses are over there. They're very, very close together. Like once you get into Babylon, the houses are super close together. And as you go from Babylon, drive through Nassau to the city, the properties get smaller and the houses get closer and closer together. So in Massapequa, the houses are extremely close together. And I'm just saying, man, people are fucking nosy. And it's funny because I heard that on a discussion that I was listening to, I think on Jay's channel, where they were basically saying the same thing, that people are really fucking nosy on Long Island. It's like a block party. I mean, you guys saw all the people standing outside, people are nosy. So what's the chances that this guy was having, the family is away, the neighbors already kind of think the house is a little creepy. How is he going to be able to get women in and out of the house? You know what I'm saying? Without being seen. Now, sure, at night he could probably sneak them up the driveway or something, but like, who knows? I'm just saying it would be very hard for him to get girls in the house, just considering the area he lives in, how close together the houses are, and how nosy people are on Long Island. But I mean, that's not to say that it's impossible to do that. I'm sure he could sneak women into the house, but anyway, yeah. I mean, would be interesting. Did he kill them at the house? Did he, bring them somewhere else to do it? That's the question. It remains to be seen. Or did he do it in the car? Or did he have another house somewhere where he was bringing these girls? Like, we don't know. An apartment maybe that he rented. Who knows?
And also in Nassau County.
On Jones Beach.
At Jones Beach.
So a question for you, Joy. So now all of this has happened. I know you spoke with the DA yesterday. He talked about how he was pretty confident about identifying the other remaining victims. Do you think we'll know any more information in the coming days?
I believe that the bottom line on this is we will know when they decide to tell us.
Amen to that.
Gotcha. Can we talk about yesterday, if we can? There was some mention of a belt related to Maureen, one of the victims there. Can you discuss that for us?
Huh? I didn't hear about this.
Sure. Back, I believe in 2020, there was a big press conference.
Oh, the belt.
Where
The belt was found, I guess, on Maureen Brina Barnes, the ones we talked about on here with the initials on it.
Enforcement officials had decided to let the public know, hey, we've got this belt. It's got these initials, HM or WH. Can you help us? Mm-hmm. And then nothing that we know of came as a result of that. The DA took a look at that belt again, and that belt was used on one of the victims.
Yeah.
So we're finding out more and more of that. And Newsday's reporting is saying that one of the suspects of the Gilgo 4, Rex Heuermann, his grandfather, one of his ancestors, had initials and so presumably the belt may have belonged to him or may have been passed down from him.
That's William Heuermann that you're mentioning.
That's correct. Right.
Okay.
That's really weird, man. Like, what made him grab that belt and use it? You save this belt for all these years, right? And you would think it has some type of sentimental attachment, value to you, that you're holding on to this belt. And then all of a sudden one day you decide to use it on a girl that you're killing. Like, that's so bizarre. I mean,
okay, so a lot to take in here today. But again, the Jane Doe number 7 identified is Karen Vergata. I believe she was 34 at the time.
34.
30.
Yes.
So yeah, that was when Geraldine Hart was the police commissioner. She is the one who released the belt.
4 years old. And her remains were found on Fire Island and Jones Beach back in 1996. So we're going to be talking about this for some time.
Interesting shit right there. Wow. So there you go, guys. We got one more victim identified. I don't think he knew the belt was stamped. I don't know how he wouldn't know, though. You know what I'm saying? How would he not know that if he held on to it? You know what I'm saying? But possibly. I mean, I guess it's possible. I still don't understand to this day if that was like a marker or I don't know. That was weird with the belt. I wonder if Maureen put up a fight and he took the belt off, right? Or again, if he brought her back to the house, right? And the belt was just there and he just used it. Who knows? Seems like an incident react rather be an indicative of any of us harbor secret. Wait, what? I'm trying to read your comment. What if granddad was a serial killer too? Right? Imagine you have to upload match. I actually tried doing that blank slate, putting my DNA. I don't, expect any of my family members to be killers. I'm just saying. Although there is one I think might be responsible for some shit, but who knows? Yeah. Should have stopped at Lewis or zip ties, right? So anyhow, really crazy shit. But I'm glad they identified yet another victim. Hopefully the last few will be identified in the coming months. Be interesting. I had a neighbor who lived across the street from me. As soon as his wife was deployed out of town, he would have all sorts of women at the house. That's fucking crazy. You know what, though? I guess at the same time, like, even if you're a fucking nosy neighbor, like, unless I was close with the specific neighbor, like my old neighbors that lived across the street, if I would have seen the guy bringing a girl into another girl into the house, I would have like texted my friend and been like, yo, girl, the fuck, like, because I was like really close with her. I'd be like, yo, who's that girl going in your house, dude? Although one time I did see him walking in the house with another girl, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, who's this like chick that he's bringing in the house? But she knew about it. She ended up telling me later. She's like, oh, that was somebody that they worked with. They were watching the dog or something, But I was like, ooh, what's going on over there, girl? But I mean, I feel like I wouldn't like the new people that live across the street. First of all, I can't even fucking tell who lives at the house and who doesn't. There's like 100 cars parked out there. It's crazy. But I wouldn't barge into their business. I would be like, oh, if I saw like one of the guys in the house that was walking across the street with another girl, I probably wouldn't. First of all, I probably wouldn't even notice, but I'd probably just assume it was a family member. You know what I'm saying? Or something. I wouldn't necessarily assume they were cheating on their wives, if I saw them walking in, especially a guy like that, because he mainly kept to himself, according to all the neighbors. They weren't very social. So, people didn't know much about their lives. They could have thought the girls were his daughter. So, I mean, it is possible he brought the girls to his house. I just don't think it's smart in any situation, though, where you're going to do something like that to like show the person where you live. I mean, you go through all these steps to avoid being seen and identified, right? You got a burner phone, like some of those girls where he met them, it was outside of the, camera view. Like, for instance, Megan Mortimer, she went to a hotel and he didn't go in the hotel. He specifically had her come outside and meet him outside. So, I mean, he went through all that. Why would you bring him to your house then after that? God forbid something went wrong and they escaped. Now they could identify you. So I don't know. It's hard to say where he killed the girls, but I'm sure in due time we'll find that out. We don't know if the police search at the house yielded any type of results. Especially this many years later. But we'll figure that out, as time goes on. I mean, because if there was, let's just say some of the younger victims, right? Not younger, but the older victims, I should say, were killed at the house. Obviously, their bodies were dismembered. I mean, there still could be traces of blood in that house, that could light up with luminol, especially on like a concrete floor in the basement where, concrete's porous and as much as you clean it, there's going to be some remnants of a liquid being dropped there. So, you know, we don't know. When your abductor takes out their mask, that is not a good sign. So knowing him, he was going to kill them anyway. Home is his place of control. True. Good point. They tore up the bathroom. I know, that was so weird. I showed that yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. Like they cut the bathtub open, which I just thought was really odd. Because I'm like, what would they think was under the bathtub? You know? And then they ripped up every tile off the floor, which was also weird, you know? Very strange. Yeah, they didn't clean much there, clearly, right? The house wasn't very well taken care of. It seems like a lot of work to do while he's out and about and his wife's DNA. Well, the wife's DNA, they think, I mean, look, I guarantee you right now, my husband's at work and there's probably a fucking strand of my hair somewhere on his clothes because my hair is all over the house. You know, Ovi's hair is all over his fucking clothes. I can tell you that right now. It's on my clothes. I mean, yesterday I was taping up one of the packages that I was mailing out, and Ovi's hair somehow was in the tape, and I'm like, what the fuck? So whoever you are, you could you know, save Ovi's hair and reincarnate him if you want, you know, have him cloned with his hair fiber. But you know what I'm saying? Like hair transfers. So he could have potentially, you know, if the bags were stored in the house, right? The burlap bags, his wife's hair could have gotten on that, you know, at some point in time and then transferred over. Or it could have been hair that was on him, her hair, you know, so yeah, blood drips through those little cracks and stays forever. Exactly. You don't like, but then again, we don't know what they found at his home. Diaries. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because some of these killers will have like diaries. Who knows if they found photographs? You know what I'm saying? Like, there could have been photographs of these girls because a lot of these freaks like to take pictures of their victims. So, you know, and the other thing is they went and got that green avalanche. Let's just say that avalanche has GPS in it and did, right? Back at that time, because cars had GPS. All the data, as crazy as that is, but all the data of where that car went, especially because it's a Chevrolet, which is, he could have had OnStar. Okay. So if you have OnStar and you pay for the OnStar service, all that data is stored. Now, I don't know how long OnStar itself would hold on to data, but if you use the navigation, all that data from all the years that car was there is stored in the computer system in the car. So they would be able to tell maybe from the data from that car that he went to Gilgo a bunch of times. Think about that. That's crazy. It was OnStar's first year. Well, they could also have it in his new truck. What about his new truck? He had another one of those things. So, you know, they're going to go through the GPS data, I'm sure, in that truck too. It's just crazy. Oh, he said it's unlikely. God damn it, Duty Ron. The data gets recorded over in time. Does it really? Well, his phone they were able to track with, you know, the other phones. His regular phone, I'm talking. I just think that they just handed over what was it, 8 terabytes of data. And that was like nothing. That's what they already had, right? They handed over 8 terabytes of data. That's the evidence from the beginning of the case. And then they said they're going to keep rolling it over, you know? So, I mean, they haven't even gone through anything that they got at the house yet. This data is still being investigated. Why is my computer not charging? Hold on a second. Fucking A. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. New truck was 2012 Diamond Edition of the Avalanches too. Nicest edition. I personally always liked that truck. I thought it was like a nice truck, especially for if you were a beach goer. They had a lot of accessories. They had like this pop-up tent that you could put that attached to the back of it, and a bed that fit in. That's what my cousin actually used to do. She had Her husband had that truck, and so they would take it to the beach, the 4-wheel drive beach, and then they had a tent that came right on the back of it. You know, it was a great truck for camping and that kind of shit. So I personally always liked that truck. I thought it was a great truck. They don't make that one anymore, right? I think they have the Silverado. That's what my husband has. So I can't wait to see what they took from the house either. I'm sure they found something. I think more likely than not, a lot of, stuff might have been found in those storage facilities. He was too big to come at them face to face, had to be from behind. I know from experience. Who knows? Yeah. Well, social fate in that instance, though, those girls are already putting themselves in such a vulnerable position by doing what they did for a living, So, just sucks. Yeah, they phased out the avalanches. It seems like he's been doing it for a long time. If we come to find out that all those victims are his victims, then it's been well over 20 years he's been doing this. So, yeah, I wonder if he had videos. That's what I'm saying. I mean, because a lot of these sick fucks do have that shit. They like to relive, the experience over and over again. And that could be why he was doing those searches like redhead, whatever it was. Let me see. Hold on. I remember specifically there being a search about a redhead and then the Asian twink. I mean, so there was, specific searches, and he might have been looking for those searches to help him like relive the experience of doing those murders. Rex Human, hold on, bail document. I'm trying to remember what the search was specifically with the redhead, because that first girl that they now just identified looks like she's a redhead. And so let's see what that search was. I mean, his wife is also a redhead, which is weird. Not weird. I mean, it's not weird that he married a redhead. I'm saying it's weird that he would be looking for something like that, Maybe he's attracted to women with red hair. All right, Ovi, we hear you, dude. Who is he barking at? Hold on a second. Give me a second here. Ralph, I hear you. I hear you, Matt. What is going on? You hear a putty tat? You toy putty tat? I think you toy putty tat. Hold on. I'm just scrolling down on the bail document here. Hold on. Looking for these searches. All right, bro. We got it. Chill out there, tough guy. Tough guy, Tony. Oh my God. All right. We heard you. Thank you. Putty tat. Oh my God. Ove. Marona me. All right. So we got, let me see. Dude, these are such weird fucking very specific searches here. Blonde hair girl. Nope. I thought I saw something with redhead. Hold on a second. Ugh, this one's just disgusting. I don't even know what the fuck. Disgusting. Hold on. I'll share with you guys. Oh my God, shut up. So we got, here it is. Skinny redhead tied up porn. Skinny. I knew there was something with a redhead. I'm like, I remember redhead specifically because I remember when I saw the wife had red hair. I was like, ooh, that's kind of weird. Yeah. And then you see, stop already. Holy crap. I don't know what he's barking at. Bro, calm down. Go right there. What are you getting all crazy for? Jesus. There was this one, the Asian twink, which is weird. And then the blonde girl. Some of them were very, very specific like that. Black girl, 10. Oh, God, I can't even think of that. All right, could you stop? Yeah. Yeah. Torture. Oh, wait, there's another one with a redhead. Look, torture redhead porn. And so there was 2 with redheads. Yeah, dude. So he's got some attraction to God, that's so fucking weird. Like, it's so disgusting. Like, what the fuck, you know? To be so specific about, like, why do you need to see that? Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, the young thing makes me absolutely sick. Like, just disgusting. All right. I don't want to look at this anymore because it's making me sick. A lot of these, I would say the majority of them are young girls, which is really scary because, like, and I'm going to assume that's why police decided it's time to move in to this guy. You know, it's one thing when you're targeting, you know, women, grown women, but now it looks like he's targeting little girls. And what if, you know, God forbid, you just don't know. You just don't know if he was going to start acting on that, you know, those things. So I think that's disgusting, obviously. Yeah, he's thirsty. He's a thirsty boy. Anyway, all right, guys, I do have to go because I got somewhere to be in a little bit. But wow, interesting shit. I will probably see you guys next week. Won't be live during the weekend, so I'm sure there'll be a bunch of shit that happens during the weekend, but we'll talk about it on Monday. But yeah, I think he was definitely reliving the past victims, and that's why he was doing those searches. Asian twink, redhead, yeah, blonde, absolutely. But all right, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I know some of you guys the kids were back at school already, and this might be your first weekend off. So have a great weekend, everybody. And I will catch up with you guys probably on Monday. So see you soon.